Heyo! Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tournameta podcast. We're on episode 5. What a miracle, huh? That's a lot of hours talking about a single video game. That's pretty impressive. And the reason I bring that up initially is because our special guest today is Flex. Most people actually know him as Ellis. But I bring it up because he's the kind of person who you want to talk to about the scene because he's been in it for so long, but also he's, for the longest time in my experience, had such a positive outlook on the scene and what it can do for people and bring people together. So how the hell are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah?
Pretty good, yeah.
Had a nice couple of weeks since I last saw you.
Yeah,
Quite a lot of time.
Yeah.
Since Sunny Side Up, I think.
Yeah, it's been hectic.
Yeah.
Well, not in the past couple of weeks, but Sunny Side Up in general was hectic.
Very hectic.
Burnt me out massively.
But was a huge success, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. That was really good. We're really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything negative towards Lachlan because he did organise UQ FD 1 and 2, but that felt like a really important Queensland major for like showing what's like new about us and what's going on. Hey,
Yeah, it was really important. One, because it was a united major as well, like a full FGC one. So like, it had in total we had 460 entrants.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Which is crazy.
That's actually crazy. Yeah,
it's really big.
That's getting a little bit close,
like,
not quite to US levels, but we're getting there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure full attendance-wise, it was the second biggest FGC major of the year.
Woo!
Yeah.
In Australia.
In Australia.
Yeah. The first one being BAM, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both Couchwarriors. It's good Couchwarriors.
Yeah, Couchwarriors doing pretty well with their tournaments.
But yeah, OHN's coming up soon, so we might get flogged there.
Yeah.
But
that's all right, though. Like, I've heard that OHN, like, for me was a huge experience, but it's, like, got the location bias in OHN, like in Sydney.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier for people to get there. For Queensland, I think that's a huge success no matter what, right?
Absolutely.
Like, getting people out here into fucking Florida.
No, it's a really important major because it's left such a good impression of people.
Yeah.
And people are already considering it to be one of the big ones of the year. So people will be ready for it next year. They'll be timing their holidays and stuff.
And from our perspective, right, when we've been around for a while, it seemed for a little bit that there was actually this divide between like the rest of the state's perception of QLD and how we actually were.
Yeah.
It felt like we just weren't getting ourselves out there and we were sort of not being mistreated, but like we just weren't represented properly for like how we were as a community. So I think that's like one of the big steps because never before, and I'm barely part of the scene, but never before have I felt like as united as an Australian Smash scene.
It's great. No, it's really good.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a bit of a dark ages for Queensland after BAM 8, where we felt kind of isolated.
Yeah.
Just people didn't want to go to majors. People didn't come here for stuff. Like, it was pretty dark. But then towards the end of Smash 4, like Fight for Flight was really good for getting people out there and getting Queensland out there. Like, people were knowing Queensland players more. They were watching Queensland streams.
Yeah.
I think all that leading up to Sunny Side Up was all really positive.
And we got to put thanks into Jet as well. He's run Tournameta for so long. Used to be Jet Smash. And that put us on the board for quite a bit. Like, I feel like people into Australia were watching us because it was a really high quality stream at the time.
Absolutely.
Man, we've been around for ages, huh?
Yeah.
We've been around for a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
That's another thing. Like, you've been around for so long that, like, when you talk about things like, oh, the scene's been in such a great place, you've seen the dark shit. You've seen the parts where it's just like, there's 13 people at this Friday night, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, it's grimmithy. But, anyways, let's not get into, like, the old man stories, like, two old guys on, like, the porch, like, I remember the days. Let's talk about you a little bit because, you know, I know you. Most of the people probably know you. But, like, just for the sake of introduction, let's talk about who do you main? Who have you been maining an Ultimate? Yep. Who were you trying to main an Ultimate initially? And then who'd you settle on and why? Because I sort of know the story, but let's hear it.
Yeah. All right. So currently I'm maining Meta Knight.
Yeah.
One of the few Meta Knight players in the country.
In the world.
Yeah, there's not many.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find the character really interesting. Because I did play him in Smash 4 a lot, so I thought I'd give him a crack in this game after initial failures with other characters. And he just felt right. Like, being able to build on the fundamental skill that I built in Smash 4 was really handy to just transition over. Because by the point that I picked up Meta Knight, I was more used to Ultimate. Like, Ultimate felt comfortable.
Yeah.
Whereas when I initially played Ultimate, playing Meta Knight was weird because I knew how to play him in Smash 4 and getting used to the Ultimate engine was really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I initially mained Captain Falcon. with medium levels of success.
You destroyed me with them. So there's success in that. But yeah.
Like, it wasn't comfortable, I guess. Like, every game felt like a struggle.
It also felt like, at least at the start, that a lot of the metas for other characters was progressing really quickly. But Captain Falcon's like immediately hit like a lot of walls.
Well, there was like, 10, 12 or so characters where people thought were top tier, and as a result, we're getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of meta stuff developing for them.
People thought initially that Meta Knight was going to be absurdly busted.
And then they realized air dodges are a thing, DI is a thing. Yeah. But, like, so I feel like the meta's evolved for those 12 or so characters that were top tiers, but everyone else got kind of left in the dust until later. And now we're kind of seeing it now, characters kind of coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, Fatality's put a lot of work back into Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
The Falcons in general have, like, put a lot of... That was the same in 4, though. Like, the Falcon mains are the kinds of people who, like, make what they have work to a ridiculous degree.
The monks.
If you looked at, like... Yeah, the monks, that's it. If you looked at, like, the movement tech, that's always a good sign. Like, when someone, like, starts implementing the movement tech, and Falcons were the first one to do, like, the pseudo-dash dancing. It was easier for their character, but they were the first ones to be like, this is how you get grab setups, this is how you do, like, stomp, footstool combos. Them and Greninjas were just absolutely nuts with that. But you're the kind of person who doesn't want to... you love the tech, but you don't want to have to put in the effort in the tech. You want to have the guaranteed aggressive payoff. You want to be able to consistently pressure someone with not having... And Harry told me about this, Iro, that you're sick of the multi-hits for this reason, because you love the consistency out of your aggression. You want to get the pressure, you want to get the reward, and now you're having people pull out your multi-hits and you're pissed off.
Yeah. I guess the reason I avoid technical characters, mostly, Meta Knight's a very, very untechnical character. Like, he's difficult, but he's not very technical. Yeah, outside of hitting Ras.
He's got good, like, advanced movement techs. Like, he's got good ability to use them, but, like, they don't intrinsic in his kit. Like, something like the footstool combos were for Falcon and Greninjas and 4.
I feel like things like there's pivot cancels and attack cancels and all of that. Meta Knight doesn't get anything off that, or barely anything.
Because he's got the biggest slide off of his attack cancels.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, or the pivot cancels. Yeah.
I haven't found much difference, because I did sit in training mode for hours trying to do it, because I'm terrible at implementing tech. I found it wasn't that much better than Raring.
Yeah?
Because you just go a little... you don't... If you're going to hit a bear or an aerial from an attack cancel, you're going to hit it with a Ra as well. Yeah. Like, it doesn't seem like it gives you that much.
And if you're going to pivot cancel F-tilt, like, why not just dash attack where you get more reward?
Why F-tilt at all?
That moves... Yeah, exactly.
It's very, very situational. It's not a move where you find yourself going, yes, this is the time for a pivot cancel F-tilt.
This'll do it. This'll get them.
But yeah, well, the reason I don't put much time into tech is because I don't have a lot of time to practice. So on top of having to actually practice my fundamentals, as well as practicing some kind of tech to implement, just don't have the time.
Yeah.
Also, I'm lazy.
That's why I remember watching one of your games at Sunny Side Up, and someone was sitting next to me, and they were a Meta Knight main. Shout out to if you're in the chat at the moment. I don't remember your tag.
Was it Pinky?
Probably.
Yep.
He was looking up to you. He was like, I'm doing it. He was like, I'm doing everything that he's doing in my head. Like, he's doing everything. But he was saying, like, oh, you don't do the advanced stuff. Like, why would you do that? Like, oh, I should go for that there. It's worth more. But I was like, he knows what he's doing. Like, he's going to have this sorted out.
Yeah.
I think the thing that you've got a leg up on a lot of people that don't really realize until they start playing you is your aggression. And since it is in Queensland, we get a bad stick for being really defensive, but your aggression is like so stark. And you don't feel the pressure until you're in the corner and you have the Meta Knight walking backwards and forwards in front of you, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, no,
I'm in trouble.
I really do like forcing options. That's the way that I found I get the most out of the game.
Back when you played Luigi and then you played Meta Knight in 4, I think it was the same thing where you just like really enjoyed that playstyle.
Yeah. It's still, even DK in Smash 4 was very pressure heavy.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the DK and the Sheik. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Sheik towards the end.
The Swamp Sheik, you got the green one.
Yeah. And Dragon. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Dragon, yeah. So that's always been your style. The reason I bring that up is we have so many new players, a ridiculous amount. And I want to eventually transition to this and like maybe talk about what Couchwarriors is doing for these new players. And maybe if you've got any new things, you can share that with us. But before that, maybe you can give some veterans advice, because I know people love veterans advice, things that you don't really think about. And I see a lot of players these days, they're either playing Falcon or they're playing like a character that they love, but doesn't maybe necessarily match their playstyle. And there's also a lot of players who are like, oh man, I don't know if I can keep this playstyle going with this particular character, or they're just bouncing around.
Yeah.
So what do you think led you to be able to make the decision, I'm into this playstyle, I'm into this character, and just like solidify it and like give you confidence to keep pushing at it?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a really good question. I remember originally when I saw a Meta Knight playing in Smash 4 before MK Leo, before everything.
Yeah.
I saw a Meta Knight playing, and I'm like, why would anyone do that?
Yeah.
That character looks so annoyingly hard to play. Like it's so like
it did look busted.
Well, it's like it didn't look.
No, but like it looked like holy crap! Like how am I keeping these up airs going? Like I'm so light. Like I have to get these combos on every hit.
It just looked like Sheik, but like bad Sheik.
Yes.
Like, originally, like it was like his moves don't work. Like his moves like all one frame. Like why would you play that?
Yep.
And then I remember like just playing some friendlies and being like,
let's try him out.
This character's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my strategy always for changing characters has always been to stick to them regardless what I'm thinking, at least for a period of time.
Yeah.
It's really important that if you're trying at a character in a weekly, or you're trying at a character in a monthly or whatever, that you just stick to them for a period of time. You set yourself a period of time that you stick to them.
Yeah.
Because
like
the first tournament's never going to go well.
It never does.
Like
you could be crushing it in friendlies. Like you're beating the top players all the time in friendlies. As soon as you hit tournament, you're like, oh man, what the hell happened?
You've got to do it for a bit. You've got to give it some time to, because tournament play is so different to friendlies play. It's a completely different environment. Like, if anything, use the weeklies as practice. Like, because it's really important to be able to hold your composure with a new character as well, because there's so many different scenarios you haven't accounted for. And
like people might have figured out something about your development, and then you like would never have experienced that before until you run into somebody who's done it.
Yeah.
And you never like people adapt on the fly and like choose different options. Yeah, it's a whole different ball game. So you're just saying, like, it is hard work. It is just sticking out and like doing it.
Yeah.
And putting in the hard yards. So someone who's playing like Piranha Plant, you'd be like, just stick it out?
Depends. It really depends what you want from the game. Like if you're obviously playing Piranha Plant, but you want like a fast rush down style, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Like, always make sure that you're playing the style of play that you think you want to play.
Mm-hmm. Put your own labels on the character, and if that's what you enjoy, then yeah. If you're like, that was the biggest thing for me with Lucas. When I was playing it, I was like, I don't enjoy the overly defensive style. I don't enjoy walling people out.
Yeah.
Why am I playing Lucas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also important to make sure that you're learning the game yourself, rather than just running to the Discord and then stealing all the combos and trying to implement them all.
Yeah.
You've got to really learn the character yourself. You've got to understand how your moves work and get a feeling for like when stuff's going to work. Like, because there's so many situations that you run into in this game where you've never run into the situation before, but you've got to understand enough about the game to be able to make a decision and make the right decision.
Yeah, find an answer ASAP. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's really important to make sure you're learning your character yourself, because also in this game compared to previous Smash games, you can have your, maybe not melee, but you can add your own personal style and like you play the characters the way you want to play and get mileage of them.
Yeah.
I found that in Smash 4 I didn't play Meta Knight very...
the Meta Knight way. I remember you saying to me that somebody, you just like, they were a good Meta Knight, but you fundamentally disagreed with the way that they played Meta Knight.
Yeah.
You were like, you hate when he does well because he's not a Meta Knight player. And I just went, I get that.
Oh, is that, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like Tyroy or something.
Yeah, that was it. I keep thinking Tyrant, but I'm...
No, it might be Tyrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it was Tyrant. That's really long time ago, though.
Yeah. But I think this is on the same vein where, like, you have to find your own way to play the character.
Exactly, yeah. In Smash 4 it was a bit harder because I feel like the meta was very centralized around playing certain ways. Whereas in Ultimate, it feels like you can get away with so much.
Yeah.
You can actually play a character any way you want to and be able to get some kind of result from that.
Yeah. It reminds me of, like, whenever you run into a player and if they've only ever played, like, online and, like, they've never really gone to a tournament, but they're slightly competent, you're immediately worried. Because it's like, what does this guy have? If he's a Wi-Fi warrior, like, what kind of tricks that I've never seen before are up his sleeves? They're always the most dangerous players.
It's absolutely mental in Ultimate, actually, in Queensland. Like, it feels like every week there's like a new player that's like absolutely absurdly good at the game.
It's like, where did you get this? Like, where
where did this come from? Like, there's like Tom. There's like, just all the new players are like absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
Like they're actually really good at the game, and they're terrifying you if you manage to drop early.
Yeah. It was always like when someone came in Smash 4 and they were new, it was just like, oh, they're just spamming roll, and then you get the read. But anyway, there's a lot of really good players. But I did want to hold off before we go into the next part and talk about yourself a little bit more, because I got another really difficult question for you. You are somebody who's been around the scene for a really long time. So obviously, at some point, what you've gotten out of the scene has been like, there's been a priority for you out of the scene, like what you get out of it. But that's changed over the years. So what do you think what were the turning points for you where you were like, okay, I'm no longer like trying to get the most out of it? What point were you like, okay, I also want to be a TO? Like, this is what I want. What point were you like, okay, where am I now a community icon? How do I like go about doing that?
You mean moving forward, like from
starting as just somebody who's like, I just want to do well in my pool, to like branching out and starting to like trying to get more out of the scene? What were the turning points for you, and like why did you make the decision to do more in the scene?
So originally I always wanted to kind of run a tournament, or be a part of running a tournament, but I didn't really want to take the initiative myself to do it.
Right.
I remember seeing Kava run Smash on the Hill before it burnt down.
Yep.
That one tournament he ran, and apparently went quite well.
Yeah.
I remember wanting to make that a joint venture, but I was away to that day, and then afterwards there was nothing.
Yeah.
And then Fight for Flight came up, and it was Ben's idea, and Ben was looking for people to kind of help out for that.
Yeah.
I remember I kind of jumped on board of it and managed to contact QT Esports about setting that up. And I think that's where it started. I kind of felt like that's where I was comfortable, like headlining the event, or like being the spokesperson.
Yeah.
And since then, like running those tournaments and kind of building the team that we have, I feel like the team that we have is so effective right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Lachlan, basically just running Ultimate, like is amazing. Like, you just take out all the distractions of every other part of the tournament. He becomes a machine.
Yeah, he does.
Daniel on the front desk, me kind of in the back.
Yeah, getting the back,
pulling the strings.
Done,
the
secret scroll stuff.
It was definitely organizing that Fight for Flight and kind of getting a proposal set up and deciding, hey, this is gonna be really cool. We're gonna make this, and it's gonna get people to BAM, and it's gonna get people interested. Because during that time, the scene was quite inactive.
Yeah.
Or at least it was both inactive and people weren't getting the drive to perform.
Yes. It was a very sad time.
So I think, Fight for Flight was Ben's idea to get people more interested, or to get people pushing to do better, to go to BAM.
Yeah.
And I think in a way it did that. And I think watching that happen, watching people get more interested, and kind of watching people be interested in the game is what keeps me going, wanting to be a TO. For sure.
Because you've seen a lot of positive things come out of people.
Absolutely. And
it's something that a lot of people don't understand, but it's a very like positive passion.
Yeah. There's hard times, obviously.
Yeah, but the community gets us through.
Yeah, but I remember getting everyone to Fight for Flight, and then getting people from Fight to Fight to BAM. It was such a good weekend as a result. Like, just getting people that haven't been to majors before to like, kind of like, open their eyes to like the whole Australia-wide scene. Yeah. Like, it's such a positive experience, and it's such a big motivational booster to do better. As well. I think
that's the other half of why Sunny Side Up was so great for us, because it was,
we don't have to send people out; they can just come here.
Yeah, and then like everyone's like, you get people who haven't they're just Ultimate kids, and they're playing against like interstaters just at the friendly setups.
Yeah,
like,
it's really good.
That was surreal for me.
I feel
holy
like
crap,
this generation of Ultimate players is so much more confident and so much more involved than we ever were when we started.
Yeah, I remember like the every time we'd go to a different state, we'd be like, okay, guys, we have to sit down and play friendlies with these other guys, and like you'd get there and you'd be like, all right, let's do a quick friendly before we play against anybody else.
Queensland is notoriously bad for playing against each other at majors.
Yeah. Even in tournament, we get shafted with brackets sometimes.
Yeah, we do.
That's because we're so bad.
But, no, it's taken a while for Queenslanders to kind of open up. I think. Well, the new generation has just kind of been there. Like because I guess you've kind of cultivated a good rapport.
Yeah.
With the Australian scene, and then I guess the new generation seeing that kind of just joined in, and it's been positive.
I don't want to overstep my reach, but I will give you credit for a lot of the change in perspective for our scene, because you did take over like mostly through the transition of, like, there was still Ranbats being, or not Ranbats, but monthlies being done with QT Sports before the transition into Ultimate.
Yeah.
But during that time, I feel like as you as a leader of the scene, as a TO for the monthly, you were like building the whole idea of like competitive play and making sure people are involved in the scene and like building incentive for that and like trying to promote it. And I feel like that has been the biggest transition to a lot of the success. Like before, it was mostly about communities and like hanging out in your own little cliques and finding people that you get along with. But the competitiveness was sort of like, oh, we didn't do well this week. Oh, well. And just, like, moving on.
I do think Smash 4 had a fair bit to do with it. Like, the game was becoming really dull.
Yeah. I mean, it was all right until the DLC came out. But, yeah, it was.
Even then, like, when you played the game for, like, 2 to 3 years, like, there wasn't that much more.
You were hitting a lot of limitations.
Yeah. And you were finding, with those limitations, you were finding defects.
Yeah.
With the way the game played.
You're just like, well, this will take like years to be pushed further. Like, sure, there's tech there, like perfect pivots and all that. Like, that might help, but to get to the point where that is at a perfect level of play is just absurd. It's never going to happen. And sort of. Then when you looked at the alternatives of like, oh, this is how I can do without it. It's frustrating because you're like, I'm not going to get to the point where this is going to work out.
Yeah, I think Ultimate's been really good at getting people more motivated for the game because it's so much more interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot more freeform. It's just like,
it's great.
You can do so much with it. Yeah, even with the characters. Anyways, the final bits about you. Who do you think's gonna be the new DLC character tomorrow?
New DLC character? You're assuming it's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, but, they could just be like, thank you, and then leave without introducing anything new.
I don't really have a horse in the race of getting a character in. Like, I'm not too fussed.
You don't want anyone in particular.
Yeah, I guess I don't want anyone, but I guess if there was one that I wanted or think would find the most interesting, it'd probably be an Overwatch rep.
Yeah?
No, I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be such a wild turn. Like,
yeah. I would hate it, honestly. For me, Overwatch is a dying game.
True.
But that's the only reason that I wouldn't like it.
I personally have actually never played Overwatch.
Okay, but the characters are all very cool. They'd all be interesting.
It's like just something you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like Ultimate Smash in general just keeps hitting you with more like, whoa. Or at least the theme currently with fighting games is out of left field.
Yeah.
We've got Negan from Walking Dead and Tekken.
We got Arnold Schwarzenegger from in Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
It's absolutely wild. Like, always left fields. And I feel like Nintendo's going to struggle to hit that level of bizarreness.
Because Joker felt like that to me. As soon as he got in, I was like, wow, that's a really good choice. But also, I never would have expected it.
Exactly.
And
no, it's good.
And the Belmonts. I went, oh my God, that's so good.
I feel like those sort of picks are really good. Where the ones that are just like, wow, I never imagined this character in Smash. Because Cloud was always a joke. I remember that old Brawl Taunts video.
Yeah.
The original one where they're kind of like, oh, what Cloud from Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah.
And like, it's actually happened. And like, that's bizarre to think about. Like,
yeah. A lot of memes have aged terribly.
Oh, but it's so good.
Banjo as well. Like, people never thought that was going to happen. But that's the thing. Like, everyone wanted Banjo. But nobody really was like, oh, he's got a sure way of getting in. Like,
I feel like Banjo was more likely than Cloud.
Yeah.
If you were to give me some money and I was to bet on it, I'd probably put money on Banjo over Cloud before it happened in Smash 4.
Same with the hero. I feel like that was way too obscure. It was like super Japanese heavy, and like, how would you implement
Smash
that?
is super Japanese heavy though.
Yeah, but
it's only up until Ultimate that's actually been American IPs.
Yeah, no. I think Banjo is the first actual like non-Japanese developed American game, but like a lot of the Japanese games are popular in America. Like, you're talking about video game icons like
absolutely
Samus and Sonic. Like, they're both Japanese developed, but Sonic is autistically popular in America. Like, just beyond any other comparison. But yeah, so you want Overwatch?
I guess if there was one to want.
Yeah.
I think an SNK rep
Which
would be also
Overwatch
really
character?
Cool.
You gonna go with the mech theory and go with Diva?
Yeah, no,
or
I think Diva's the pick. I don't want another
not
Bayonetta.
Tracer?
I don't want another fucking Bayonetta. Yeah.
No, Tracer wouldn't be Bayonetta. She'd be dumb, but
I think a mech character would be really cool.
Yeah,
like a concept of kind of getting your suit back and being able to walk out of the suit and
watch it be the exact same gameplay mechanic that they've implemented with Little Mac and Cloud and Joker and whoever else has those like charge mechanics where they just get dunked on and then they earn their mech back and they can get
Joker.
What did I say?
I don't think you said Joker.
Okay,
But anyway,
yeah, Joker.
regardless.
Yeah.
I think actually another theory that I've heard that I thought was really cool was the King of Fighters rep being a 3-team. Because King of Fighters is a 3v3 game.
Yeah.
And having like a team of 3 where you do like tag
Swap
trades out and
that would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. I feel like that would be a really interesting character as well.
I used to have those like, I hate these mechanics. Like, why would you put something in that's so polarizing into the game? But now I'm at the point where like, yeah, I want to see more of this like crazy stuff.
I don't really want another Cloud Bayonetta scenario.
No, I don't.
I really don't want that.
I feel like Cloud and Bayonetta were unfortunate because Cloud received like 2 patches and Bayonetta received like 1 big one where they like nerfed
Bayonetta had stuff. 2.
Okay. But
from
what I've heard, when they were in the development and they were testing them out, they really wanted to get Bayonetta. Bayonetta came out with Corrin, right? Or was it Cloud with Corrin?
I think it was Corrin of... Oh...
I think Cloud came out...
Yeah, of Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came at the same time. I remember there was a crew battle.
The problem with Bayonetta is, like, especially when you look at things like Fox in early Smash 4, where he had like the jab combos, and Rosalina, where they had like these exploitive little hits that you could combo into like across the stage and death.
Yeah.
They saw a lot of potential with that with Bayonetta and the way her kit worked. So on release, they just really wanted her to work. They just want these things to connect. They don't want to have to worry about like them falling out or getting hit by the first hit of up B and them flying into the blast zone. Like, they just want to get it sorted. And that's why like she came out the way that she did, just being so like easy combo, learn the combos, then you'll get them every time on people, and like follow easy bake DI, stuff like that.
Release Bayonetta was something else.
It was. I remember there were so many defenders in Bayo as well at the time. Holy crap. And it was just like, I don't know. Yeah, no, she's in a really good spot at the moment now, so at least that's good.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say good spot right now. She's probably a bit underdeveloped.
Yeah, but I don't want her to be developed.
Yeah, true.
From what we've seen, I feel like that's a good spot.
It's her turn to be Zelda.
Yeah, exactly. She had a moment. Evo was something else. Yeah, we don't want to see any more of that.
Yeah. I get you.
But no, that's good. So we're getting Diva, and she's gonna say nerf this, and
or King of Fighters.
Or King of Fighters.
Can you imagine King of Fighters as being the character name? Just King of Fighters.
Yeah, winner is King of Fighters.
I actually really want, if there's that 3-character King of Fighters mechanic, I really want Geese.
Oh my god, he's so sad.
I've watched so much Salty Bet, but I just have the Geese's lease just imprinted in my head.
Yeah. He's also in Tekken though, so that's tough. That's the thing, like, I almost give up on characters that are already third-partied into another game. Like, I've given up on Geralt getting in, because he's in, what's it called, Soul Calibur.
Yeah. I feel like he wouldn't suit Smash.
What about, really? Yeah, but also, like, I give up on Rayman because he's in Brawlhalla. I give up on John Cena, he's also in Brawlhalla.
Oh, man, John Cena in Smash would be coming up. You know, it'd be a really wild pick that could potentially happen.
Don't say Shrek.
No, it's original James Bond. Because he was supposed to be in Smash.
What? Really?
Yeah, no, he was supposed to be in the original Smash, but they're like, oh, we don't want guns. And now they have, like, Snake, Bayonetta.
and Joker, who's got a gun.
It was a different time. His special is gun. But,
yeah.
I feel like that'd be a really interesting, wild, out of nowhere
Would he have, like, the JPEG face?
I want Pierce Brosnan. I want Pierce Brosnan to be in Smash Brothers.
That would be pretty wild.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, I think.
Would they bring him to do like the mocap? To do like the...
Well, just one of the skins is the short guy.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Sax's Pichu, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I feel like we've talked about you a little bit. Do you want to let anybody else know anything else about you? Anything that people don't really know that you'd want to drop? Otherwise, we'll move into the next segment.
Didn't have anything prepared.
No. Nothing about like your love for cheddar shapes or...
Oh yeah, cheddar shapes, dude. Well, there was a period of time when they were not on the market anymore, and I was becoming like a human being again.
And then luckily I developed back into a homunculus.
It was like AA, but CC or CS or whatever.
If people don't know, your obsession with cheddar shapes rivals that almost of like Ben's obsession with KFC.
Yeah, no, it did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm back on them now.
Yeah. You know what I'm super disappointed by? They don't have nacho cheese shapes back.
Yeah, look.
They're the only ones that aren't original. You go into Coles and they all say original, like they brought all the flavors back, but they were like, nacho cheese, that doesn't deserve to come back.
I could live without.
Yeah, everyone can. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move into the first segment, which is that going to be a speed round? Yeah.
Oh.
So I got a couple of questions for you. I had to write them all down.
Yep.
If we don't get through them all, you don't get to answer them because I'm going to keep them and save them because we always end up with extra left over. So the way that we do this is that you're going to turn around. I'm going to just run them through you as fast as possible, and you're going to try and get as many as you possibly can. I don't know if we keep score between our different guests, but we'll tell you what it is at the end. Someone's probably keeping score.
Yep.
Jedi Link says, I can't eat shapes. Why? Are they difficult or just you're allergic? Anyway, you've got to bring the questions up for me.
All right.
Okay, sweet. Whenever you're ready, Jack, give me the thumbs up, and I will begin. Okay, who's cooler, Meta Knight or Falcon?
Oh, Falcon.
TO nerf real?
No.
Is Ben Gold a real TO?
Ooh. Yes.
KFC versus Cheddar Shapes.
Cheddar shapes.
Best set of 2019.
Ben
Gold or Devo?
Oh yeah, Ben Gold versus True 4.
Ben, yeah. Try hard and friendlies or sandbag?
Try hard.
If you had to remove one character from the roster, who would it be?
Little Mac.
If you had to rework one character from the roster, who would it be?
Little Mac.
Best side activity at a tournament?
Squad Strike.
Best major this year?
SSU.
Cats versus dogs?
Cats.
Is Gus an idiot for thinking cats suck?
Yes, absolutely.
Biggest weenie character on the roster?
Lucas.
Biggest Chad character on the roster?
Ganondorf.
Best up-and-coming crew?
Probably Bam.
Listen to music during big set or the crowd?
Crowd.
Ooh, we're out of time. How many was that? I'm looking at Jet. He's putting the numbers together. It was a difficult... he has to read the line that I finished on, but he's just looking for that at the moment.
Can't believe you hit me with the Ben Gold as a TO question. That's wild.
I tried to not crack up as soon as I read it. I was like, I gotta get these words out. Yeah, no, that one was funny. Of course, Ben Gold's a real
Absolutely.
TO.
He ran Melee.
Yeah, and he ran the commentators at Sunny Side Up. I was part of that.
No, he's good.
That was tough for him. I was getting angry at them at the end because I wanted more time. But then I didn't show up in enough time for the top 8 or the top 16 that I had organized. So he did a good job to get everybody on board.
Well, people were so keen for comms at SSU.
Yeah, it's
people
becoming
were bloodthirsty.
way more. People are really into it. It's becoming the next sort of thing, I reckon.
Yeah, I remember that. And one of the Rambats, he ran Melee and he ran 2 pools of 15.
Round robin.
Yeah, for a top 4 final.
Were people happy about that?
Melee guys don't care.
Okay. I was like, that seems pretty...
It's pretty iconic, but it's kind of like a what have we done moment.
What have we let Ben do? We let him off the reins. All right. So this next part, I wanted to talk about like your involvement with Couchwarriors because you are an icon for Couchwarriors at the moment.
Yep.
People sort of know you as that. And Couchwarriors is starting to like... They begun their increase of reach along the East Coast.
Yep.
And I was talking to Pudge about that last time he was here when we talked on the podcast. But I think it's getting to the point where you guys are starting to like, you are now an icon for Couchwarriors. Like there's people who work for them and like you're the standout character, so I get to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
And your speciality is in Queensland.
Yes.
So do you have anything planned at the moment that you could share with us that's coming through that we get to hear about?
Yeah. So in 2 weeks' time, there's Comic-Con.
Yep.
And we're running a booth there.
Ooh.
Which would be really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, no, it is really cool. We get to run a couple of tournaments.
At Comic-Con?
Yeah. It won't be too interesting.
I mean...
There'll be free entry, maybe some kind of small prize.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll be cool.
Getting some new people in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's really sick.
Yeah.
So you guys are like, you're still working on like the ground level, like trying to get people into the scene.
Yeah. we still try and get all the opportunities that we can. There's a period of time where we're trying to work with Logan City Council. I'm not sure if you heard about that event.
I didn't know this at all.
I think that was a release event.
Oh, really?
First week of Ultimate, we were at Logan Sports Center.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Logan Dome.
No, it's Logan Sports Center. They were trying to build an esports thing, and they contacted us.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still kind of keeping our ear open for any sort of like opportunities. Obviously, it's a bit quieter now after Sunny Side Up. Like,
yeah.
Want to kind of tone it down, have a break. And we were at the UQ Pop Culture Festival as well. We ran a booth there.
Okay.
Or we ran some setups.
But I mean, that sounds like a lot of work, and it also sounds like you're trying to like organically build this thing.
Well, right? we have a really good team right now. Like I think it's so important as an organizer to have a team of people. I've found. Yeah. Like it is so important to have a team that you can rely on.
And people who like do their roles.
Exactly. Yeah. Having well-defined roles. That so people kind of are doing well at their own responsibility rather than managing multiple responsibilities.
Yeah.
And people can rely on each other, and if someone can't make it to something, someone else can, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so the next big thing we've got is Comic-Con, which will be pretty cool.
I'm going to ask you a hard question. You're going to have to take off your Couchwarriors hat. Do you think with the way the Ultimate is, right, and the way that fighting games are, do you think Couchwarriors is sustainable in this environment in esports? Or do you think it's going to fall prey to a lot of the ways that like these esport companies come in and they like generate a lot of money and a lot of hype, but they don't have the groundwork put in and they fall apart? Like,
so you're saying in the event that, say, another organization that's actually got some money behind them came in to try and run events.
Do you think Couchwarriors would be able to survive?
I can't see why they wouldn't, unless they were directly trying to compete with us, like directly trying to take over us.
Yeah. Why do you think that is, though?
Just because I think people like lots of events. I don't think there's a reason why you choose one event over the other,
right.
Apart from if they're on the same day or if they're very intensive or heavy.
Yeah.
I think Couchwarriors is on the come up. Personally, I think we're going to see a lot of big things coming up soon that will make it quite difficult, I think, for an org to come in and just
shove.
Yeah. Shove.
Yeah. I've heard similar things. But I think the why I wanted to cover that is because I feel like you as a person, you've sort of earned the respect of people in the Smash scene, and even people who run like the other fighting game aspects in the scene. Like it's not you've described to me that you've actively worked on trying to like improve the numbers, and you've also like worked on improving like the culture of the scene. And I feel like I want to make it clear by asking you like different questions that like the way that it is that you've had to earn your spot being welcomed in the community, because the community can be quite like, we're not accepting this.
Yeah, especially in the Smash 4 days, it felt kind of cliquish. And that I feel like right now the scene is in the most open spot it possibly could be. I feel like you can talk to anyone comfortably without there being any like it feels like there's less clicks, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, but the way I mean is like if you think like TSM came in and they were like, we're going to start running tournaments, like a big esports org, like do you think that the communities around Australia would accept that, or they'd be like,
Depends how they do it. A lot of these esports orgs have tried to run something for Smash.
Yeah.
And it hasn't gone well just because
they don't understand.
They're just trying to make money. Like they don't care.
Yeah. They don't have the like I said, the respect built up.
It's not even the respect. They could totally run a decent event and then
and then people be like, "Oh wow,
that's good."
Yeah.
But it's like it's not the case.
Yeah. Okay.
Like there's no heart, I guess is the way I'm putting it. They don't. Yeah, they're more about making numbers, at keeping shareholders happy, etc., trying to keep investors happy.
Yeah.
Rather than actually trying to it's something I try to avoid in Couchwarriors, is trying to get too focused on the business aspect, because ultimately it is just grassroots esports.
Yeah.
So it's really important. Also, I think if there was competition from one of these major orgs to come in, it'd ultimately be a good thing, and I'd probably welcome it.
Really?
Because it means there's more interest. It's more interest in the game.
Yeah. Okay.
It's more like having that sort of competition is really good, because it means we have to start upping the quality of our events. They're gonna have to keep the quality of their events high so that people don't defect. Like ultimately, I think the community wins.
Yeah.
Given that the organization isn't trying to run over the other organizations, and they're just trying to
like deliberately being competitive for the sake of being competitive.
Yeah, ultimately, I think it'd be
trying
good.
Yeah, I feel that. And in terms of like you being a representative in Queensland, do you get a lot of freedom of like what you want to do with the Randbats, or is it like more of this of you have to follow like a set formula?
No, we have pretty decent freedom. The only thing that we're really kind of struck down on is sponsor deals.
Right.
So if a company say like games like Dead or Alive and Dragon Ball Z, when they all came out, we managed to reach out to the developers of that, and they've given us free copies and stuff.
Oh, nice.
To give out as prizes, and
I remember
as a result, we have to run their games and stream their games.
Yeah.
So other than that, we basically have free reign over how we run the Randbats. It's really good. I really like the freedom that we've got.
Yeah. The ability to sort of like work with what you know.
I mean, the thing is, we're running a new rule set, running a completely new rule set this Saturday at the Randbat.
And I mean, South Australia banned Hero, and Pudge mentioned that he wanted to ban Hero, but you guys didn't have to follow through that. And he said he was fully supportive of you and Sunny Side Up that you didn't have to ban Hero.
You know, it's good. I feel like compared to Smash 4, the discourse when talking about rule sets and stuff has been really positive.
Yeah.
Because I've always been trying to be really open to what people want. So when we were talking about the Hero ban, we were talking about Hero ban with the Senate.
Yeah.
Obviously, I asked around Queensland as much as I could to see what the general theme was, and there was no one in Queensland that really wanted to ban Hero.
Yeah.
There's people that were very strongly against the ban, and then there was people that were like, oh, I can go one way or the other.
Yeah.
And it just didn't make sense to ban Hero based off of that alone. Like, if there was a big push...
I think the only argument would be, like, consistency if everyone else was going to ban it in Australia.
Yeah, I know, I think.
Even then.
It was tough because... How
long did Queensland run 3-stock?
It's a different time. It was a different time.
Sure. Yeah.
It's really important to make sure that you're paying attention to the wider Australian community and your own community, and making sure that you find the right balance.
Yeah.
For balancing rules, because you can't always do exactly what your community wants, otherwise you'll never grow. Mm-hmm. Or you might never outreach.
Sometimes you got to give them the tough shit.
Yeah, like obviously not the tough shit, but like you got to feed it. You got to feed.
Well,
them.
I mean, like one of the scenarios I can think of is that everyone loves crew battles. Everyone loves the idea of crew battles, rather, right? But like, scarcely did people like actually get really hype on the day, and they go over as successfully as everybody envisions them to be. And like that's what I think of like as a Randbat. You're not going to be like, okay, every Randbat we're going to do a crew battle, because like the hype eventually dies down. That's sort of the stuff where you have to be like, okay, well, what actually works in a scenario like that? And should I just listen to people who are like, yeah, let's do crew battles, or should I have to be like, all right, this is clearly a more successful format?
I think there's a format you can follow, because I've definitely seen massive success from the Melee communities and the Tekken communities.
Crew battles. Yeah.
Oh, insane success.
I don't know how they do it though.
I think they're very good at drafting.
Yeah, okay.
They're very good at making sure, because their communities are smaller as well.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier. It's a lot more inclusive.
Yeah.
Whereas it sometimes feels like with crew battles, at least for Smash or an Ultimate, that it's just a top player playing ground.
Yeah. I always feel like Melee crew battles have the advantage of like storied backgrounds. Like people have been around the scene for a really long time, and that's why we sort of gravitate towards the top players, is because like they're the ones who've been around for longer than everybody else. But we did have the what's the BAM versus 411?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was probably the biggest highlight of crew battles for the last little bit.
Yeah, no, it was good. I really enjoyed watching that one.
Do you think you'll have anything new like that, or going on with the Randbats? Do you think you've got anything in store that you could tell us that changes to tournament, or is it more set of the same?
Randbats are really hard, because there was a time when we were running QT Smash, we used to run side events and stuff.
Yeah.
But Randbats are really hard in that there's so many games running. And that as soon as we add something like Squad Strike or something, someone is late for Melee, or they ruin Melee bracket, or they ruin singles because we started it too late.
Jet Fantastic has gotten his teeth into somebody for PM. And
yeah, like Randbats. I feel like there's a platform. Because we do have so many monthlies now. There's a chance for those monthlies to step up and run the side events.
Yeah.
I think the one that's also at QT, the QT's one.
Yeah.
QT Showdown. They can definitely
do some crazy stuff.
Be the QT Smash of like yesteryear.
Cater to the Smash players and give them like
give them Squad Strike bracket.
Oh, Squad Strike. Yeah.
Do you remember Spinny Boys?
Yes,
Spinny Boys was oh my god. Spinny Boys isn't as good as an Ultimate, by the way. But Spinny Boys in Smash 4 was
nuts.
phenomenal. It was the greatest lucky thing that we fell across ever. It was the funnest bracket I've ever been a part of.
Yeah. So do you think, besides like changing Rambats, do you think there'll be any new tournaments coming to Queensland sponsored by Couchwarriors, or do you think it'll be consistency until the next Sunny Side Up?
I don't want to say consistency until next Sunny Side Up, but I will say there won't be anything soon.
Okay.
Just because we do have like 4 monthlies a month now.
Yeah, no, you've got.
I feel like if we did add anything else, it'd just be directly competing with something else.
Yeah.
Because we have 2 weeklies. We have
There's a weekly going on right now, isn't there?
What? It's Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah. The QT one.
Oh yeah.
The free one.
Yeah. That's coming on right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard right now to run an event. It's kind of concerning, if anything.
But like that's the thing, when we had heaps of events during Smash 4, we were like, this is too much, because there was like 8 people showing up to the casual event at UQ. But if you go to the casual event right now, the people who aren't listening, there's probably like 20, 30 people there. It's nuts.
Ultimate's got really healthy attendance right now. But the issue, what we want to avoid is something like when Jubilee and FNS were running, where it directly split the community in half.
Yeah. That was rough.
It was rough because it was Thursday and Friday. The events were very similar in how they ran, what they offered,
and what they went for. Yeah.
So you basically were choosing one or the other. And I feel like we should avoid that. I think the monthlies are really good in that there's one in Gold Coast, there's one in Sunny Coast, there's 2 in Brisbane.
Yeah.
And one in Brisbane is like huge and like runs all other events as well, and then the other one has room to kind of just cater to Smash and do stuff for Smash.
Do you guys think that, going back to the Ranbats, do you guys think you'll ever run other games like Slap City, Rower?
Here's the thing. That's something I want to talk about as well.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that
people
up.
The way that Ranbats are supposed to work is that anyone can run any game that they want to.
Yeah.
They just have to have a community for it, or at least some interest.
Yeah, like they don't even need a community.
They're going to be willing to run it themselves.
Jet Fantastic has been putting in the work for PM as much as he has to like go around at a tournament and go up to people and be like, hey, do you want to run for PM? Like, you can do the exact same thing for the games that you enjoy.
Exactly.
How much freedom do you think you have? Like, could I run a TFT bracket?
What's TFT again?
Like auto chess, like the popular thing that's going on at the moment. Or Crash Bandicoot, like time trial.
I'd be down for something like Digimon Rumble Arena or Shrek Super Slam.
It's got to be fighting orientated.
Listen, when we come to it, we'll deal with it. But
okay.
I don't think we're really against anything right now.
You're pretty open.
That's the thing. People aren't willing to run stuff. Or at least they don't want to spend the whole day running their thing. Or
yeah, but I mean, I wanted to cover it like in an open forum. That you guys are actually totally open to that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you are willing to.
That's the problem. We can't run everything. We can't run all the different brackets you want to play.
You're now actively hiring for volunteers.
Yeah, no, we've always been hiring for volunteers. We're very willing. Sometimes there's not anything to do, but for people wanting to run separate events, like, absolutely, go by all means. I think Lethal League is running this Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, Steven's running it.
Oh, okay.
Lethal League would be really cool.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to strike with the vein of talking to you about the like what made you want to be a TO, because I feel like it's getting to that point where like these ultimate kids are starting to become established in the scene, and I want to let them know like as early on as possible is that you can do like the stuff that you want to do. Because I hear people be like, oh, how come we don't do like a Brisbane PR, or how come we don't do this or that, the other, right? And I want to let them know like the rules are do it, but you'd got to do it yourself. I think like you got to just go out there and get it done.
Yeah, I think as well.
I want to run a turn-based hero bracket. Then do that.
You've got to be ready for criticism as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there's no way to avoid that. Like you can't hide yourself from that. Like if you got to be willing to put yourself forward. We had pushback on Fight for Flight.
Yeah.
People weren't for it because they didn't like the idea of
us holding money. I swear, it doesn't matter what decision was made, even if it was very clear and simple, there's always been people who are negative and fight back against it.
Like that's something you've got to be ready for if you want to step up and run something. Like you got to be ready for the criticism and understanding the difference between legitimate criticism and people just having a whinge.
Yeah. I'm always down to have a whinge against every decision that's ever made in the scene. But you know that like when it comes down to it, I am always supportive as well when the things
absolutely.
are the right way to go. Yeah. No. I think people underestimate that when they go and try and do something, it's always rough.
Something else I wanted to talk about with becoming a TO is I felt like there was a need for someone to step up.
Yeah.
Back in that day.
Yeah.
There was something needed to happen, otherwise the scene was going to die. I feel like
needed to have the juice injected back in, and
there was a need for someone to step up. I think that's something that pushed me to
do that.
Be part of Five for Flight for sure.
Yeah.
Whereas right now there's not much of a need. But people are still stepping up.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But that's good. But I think that's like you recognized a need from your perspective. I think that's what it was like, and you saw it as like really important. Like I remember somebody tweeted out recently that they felt like they were really thankful for the Smash community because a lot of people like putting in time and talking to them and stuff like that. And I feel like it's the same thing. Like if you feel like there's a need to like look after your gang, look after your crew, it's the exact same thing. If you ever feel like that and you want to run something and like bring some more positivity into it, you got to do it. Like
Absolutely.
You can't just have the ideas. Yeah, that's a lot of positive thoughts though, and it is a lot more difficult to execute.
It's crazy how good the scene is right now.
Yeah, no, it's tough because I want to talk about drama a lot of the time, but there's not that much going on.
It's so good. The scene is in such a good state. It's insane. Like it's so positive.
We've come a long way since like Jace drama, Sonda drama.
Oh my god! Like it's just so much more wholesome.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's all really good.
Like I feel like whenever I watch a major now, like every single top 8 match is followed by a hug.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we had a bit of drama with the extra band, but he immediately was like, I'm going to take a break and work on myself. And it's just like wouldn't have happened before.
No, it's good. Like, the scene's in such a good spot. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I can't understand. Like, even on a worldwide scale, it's in such a good spot.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. It's.
You've been watching much worldwide? You interested in anything that's going on at the moment that's popping off?
I love watching Top 8 Ultimate right now. It is so good.
It's nutty, isn't it?
Oh, Samsora.
They're playing a different game, honestly.
Samsora MK Leo was just... Oh, Samsora anyone from Shine was absurd to watch. So
you're loving the Peach, eh? Personally, I can't watch, in particular, Samsora's Peach, but also other defensive Peaches. He's pretty good, but Peach is tough for me to watch. I my eyes glaze over with like the way that they move.
Yeah. No, I really like the float cancel stuff. It makes the character gives them that third dimension that
a lot of
puts them above other people. No, I really love watching high level Smash. It's so good.
Ness is pretty nutty as well at the moment.
Yeah, I loved watching
Austin
Joker.
Oh,
the Samus player, and then when he switched to Ridley.
Oh no, I didn't see him switch to Ridley. I have heard of him though.
He switched to Ridley. It was obscene. He was doing such wild things. He won a game from up being on the spot sideways. He read the spot dodge and just started up being.
Yeah. It
was obscene. It was so nutty.
Good on him. What do you think? Okay, since you probably you're somebody who I get to talk to a lot because you actually watch a lot of streams internationally. What do you think is the best stream service? Do you reckon it's VG Bootcamp or is it 2GG?
I don't...
You don't have a particular opinion either way?
Yeah. I don't invest a lot of time into, I'm there to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I guess I don't really... I'm not too critical.
Yeah. I'm too critical. Personally, but yeah.
I feel like I fell into the trap of just being upset at any commentary Drew that was on.
Yeah.
That wasn't the 4 regular people.
The best ever.
And I kind of caught myself falling into that trap and kind of just went, listen, I'm just going to...
Get used to them and...
Just give them time of day. Because it's tough. Yeah. And we need lots of commentators. We need a ton of commentators.
Yeah.
And it's good. I feel like the commentators now are really good. The ones that we're rotating in and out. Mm-hmm. Compared to them, they're just being the 4 gods.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a duality to it because Fiji Bootcamp was one of the first to build up the Black Plague.
Yeah.
And even in Melee, they were sort of notorious for using Scar and Tough.
All the time.
Yeah. So they were that's their philosophy, and they were building their brand identity around those commentators. But 2GG also, I think, put in a lot of groundwork for that as well. There's a lot of them. Bam is one of the obvious ones that, even though he was a free agent for a really long time, was somebody who just iconic and you got used to them. Yeah. But I feel like what I've been seeing is the ways that these businesses develop, and this might get a little marketing, but there's a lot more brand identity being put into the streaming services and what they do. And I think there's a lot that we can watch from them that we like want to put in to our stuff as well.
I'd really love to implement some of the stuff that they're doing, or implement. Yeah. I've got a lot of ideas, but I'd love to implement.
Can you share any of these ideas? Are any in the works?
Well, just
cameras.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I want a cameraman.
Sad cam. Dance cam.
I don't particularly want a sad camera.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting that kind of like real sports kind of interviews.
Oh yeah.
Sort of stuff like pre and post game interviews.
I was gonna do that at Sunny Side Up, but I bitched out.
But yeah, like the thing that's really good about Couchwarriors is that we do have the capability to buy stuff. More so than just an individual. Which is really handy. Like we've been able to build up our stream setup really nice. We've got some real nice gear now that lets us run a pretty decent stream.
Yeah.
And we still have room to probably buy more. But it's just I don't have the time to do the things I want to do. Like I really want to get Smash GG integration going with the stream so we can have like the bracket up on the screen. Like I feel like there's so much room for improvement. And that it's kind of disappointing that I can't just
do it like instantly.
I'm gonna start uploading VODs to YouTube from this Rambat coming because
don't you use Streammeta?
Yeah,
doesn't that do that? Like,
I was really lazy. I didn't actually learn how to do the stream, the snips until Sunny Side Up, which I then uploaded to Twitch. Okay. They're all on Twitch, by the way. All the sets from Sunny Side Up.
Check them after the potty.
But yeah, I wouldn't do it for something like Coastal Clash. Because I'm not on the stream 100% of the time, so I don't want to have to bear that.
I mean, I wouldn't say that you run Coastal Clash.
No, the stream.
Oh, okay.
The stream at Coastal Clash.
Yeah. Okay.
Couchwarriors runs the stream at Coastal Clash.
Right.
So I wouldn't do the stream clips at Coastal Clash just because
you gotta get
I'm not there. Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like we can move into the next segment because I wanted to talk about Couchwarriors because it's becoming more and more relevant. I think people will find that there's some big news that will become relevant to a lot of people really soon. So I just want to get these out there so that people can sort of understand where you guys are coming from and you have a lot of transparency and ways to like communicate with the community.
Yep.
So the next segment will be explain this image. These are good ones.
Okay.
Well, these are good segments. I don't know if you've got good pictures. I actually have no idea what these are until they show up. Jet finds them and then just pops them in there. He said he had a little bit of trouble. So if these aren't just you like naked or like passed out in a river, don't blame me. Like,
oh god, I have some bad images.
Do you? We'll find out, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what a classic! All right, so you have to describe this image for people who are just listening.
Yeah. So this was my controller from Smash 4. I still own this controller.
Yeah. I wish they.
The company that I got that made it was amazing, and I haven't been able to find the company that I bought it from.
Oh, they gone?
It's still that same level of quality.
Oh, really?
Like it hasn't peeled or anything.
Oh,
it's
and
obscene.
Like most of the actual like Nintendo sponsored Pro controllers these days are just.
They fall off. The stickers are bad. This sticker cost me like $10, and it like hasn't peeled or slightly at all, and the quality is really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, back in the day, Big Trouble was doing collages of people.
Yeah.
With basically like
he'd use GIMP, which is like knockoff Photoshop.
I use GIMP for everything. GIMP's amazing.
It's pretty good.
But he's making collages of a lot of Smash players.
Aesthetic collages.
Yeah. So I love the one that he made of me. So actually no, I made this sticker as a joke. I made it to test the sticker company.
You're like, here's the image.
I found like, oh, sick. This company does stickers for controllers. I was like, oh, what images have I got? I literally just opened my downloads and went, I got that collage one. Let's chuck that one on there. Yeah. And then I just kept it. And also, I can never lose my controller.
So the collage is like, I don't even know if you can describe it, but it's like pictures of you. Symmetrically with you in the center, given the upside down peace sign it looks like.
Yeah.
And then you above. It's almost like a Renaissance work. It's really actually kind of beautiful the way that he's done it.
No, actually, my controller broke, and I had someone just replace the plate onto another controller so that I could keep the sticker on there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've still got that controller. I think I've got T-shirts with that design on it as well.
If anyone who's close to Nintendo is working, get it done so that you can get the Wii U Pro controllers to work on the Switch. They're
You
Bluetooth.
can't. No, there is. There's an adapter.
Oh, yeah, you get
the 8-bit one.
Yeah, the adapter. But they're not, like, you have to go out of your way to buy them. I just want to connect Bluetooth. Like, the Nintendo has Bluetooth integrated. Why can't I just... Anyway.
That little adapter is really cheap.
Is it?
Good. Yeah, it's really good.
Because I got one and I want to use it. Anyway, so that was the first image. So there's actually, I want to do a little tidbit, because you also have a shirt that you did.
Yes, with the same design.
And if you're ever thinking of making that stuff, definitely do it, because it's so good. It's a great way to keep track of your stuff, and it's always a laugh. That's like the best way to like make friends if you're ever going to like a new tournament. They'll be like, "Holy crap, where did you get that controller?"
It's I think that was a theme for majors where we started just making a shirt for each major.
4-on-1 shirts are also pretty sick.
Oh, I love the 4-on-1 shirts. The new ones are good as well.
Yeah.
I think Julian's made a hat. We're going to get hats.
Subway hats were a thing that you guys were
we made a 4-1-1 hat.
Oh, okay, sick. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to get a whole range of merch.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be... you should get people to like be in the 4-1-1 crew and then buy it. That'd be mad.
Well, we're just going to be like TSM and just sell merch.
Oh, yeah.
Sell jackets and
stuff. There you go. That's the goal.
I love the dark-sided jacket. Have you seen the dark-sided jacket?
No.
It's like TSM style, kind of like Korean.
That actually makes me want to buy it, because I've like the TSM stuff. I've been really jealous.
I've literally never wanted to buy like an Australian esports jersey before, but the dark-sided one is probably the only one I consider buying.
Okay, I gotta look it up, because I hate TSM, but I've always loved their merch.
Yeah, they've got good branding. Yeah.
All right, next image. Load us up.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's you and Chudat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you took a picture with Chudat?
Yeah, no, that's BAM 10.
You're not munted yet, are you?
Oh, completely munted. You don't tell about my hair?
You're not looking at the camera either.
That was such a community BAM. It was ridiculous. Yeah. So
isn't that where everyone met, like, all the top players too? I think Armada was there, right?
Armada, yeah. We played blackjack of Armada at like 3 a.m. It was great. No.
Did he do well?
Yeah, no, he cleaned up.
He's probably memorized the numbers. Anyway.
Yeah. Now, BAM 10 was really good. I remember just being at the after party and being like overexcited just because it was a good time as everyone's there.
How was the after party?
After party was probably the best after party I've had at a major.
Ooh.
Just because it hasn't it didn't end early.
Oh yeah.
And it kicked on. It kicked on well.
What's this here? I hear about like after Couchwarriors dinner. I've heard something like that.
Oh, we do. I think there's a dinner afterwards.
Okay. I thought that maybe you were doing like a community thing, because you know some tournaments like in different regions they like go out to a bar afterwards. Like I think in particular they do that.
Oh, you meant for this Saturday?
Yeah.
I think it's Ben's birthday.
Okay.
There's going to be a dinner at like Pancake Manor or something.
All right, so that's more like his thing anyway. So yeah, definitely don't invite yourself if you haven't.
There's generally been kick-ons.
Yeah.
From Rambats. Just no one stays to help back up at the end.
I've done it once. I done it once with you, and you were like suicidal, and you were like, no, you should come and help. We need you to.
Wasn't that Gold Coast?
Yeah. And
yeah, Gold Coasts were different though.
You were like, I'm fucking gonna kill myself.
The Gold Coast Rambats were actually they were so painful to run, just because going out to Gold Coast.
So I wouldn't call that a kickoff. You were like, we went to Macca's at like.
That was a depressive 1 a.m. Macca's run.
You were like, okay, I'm feeling better now. And then like 2 minutes later, you're like, I get no thanks. It was a good time.
Yeah, look. But yeah, Chudat was cool. I remember running around at the after party and going, I have to get a photo with Armada and Chudat. And I literally just sprinted around, turning people around.
Are you Chudat? I'm hunted.
His face is actually permanently stuck like that. His hand is glued to his chin.
Yeah, is he a cool guy?
No, he's cool, yeah. No, both Armada and Chudat were really cool.
Okay, yeah. That's sick then, because you know sometimes that they'll get the whole top player thing where they're just
melee players are different, man.
Yeah,
I think they're used to just kind of being grassroots and stuff.
Right, sick.
Yes.
Indra, thanks for the bits, by the way. Thank you. Next image. What the hell is this? The 3 wise men. It's the picture of the 3 wise men with your faces photoshopped on or gimped on.
I can't remember why I made this image.
That's Vasi in the back. You in the front with the... Is that the... That's got the Queensland Smash
Queensland Smash Bible. This must have been really early on.
And Big Fratelli coming up behind with a very concerned look on his face.
Back when he was Dr. Ellis, yeah.
You and Vasi look like Mormons, like ready to spread the word of God. And then Brenton looks like he's about to enforce the word of God if it doesn't all go down well.
I'm just trying to remember the context of this image, if it had any reasoning behind it or if I just made it.
It's just... That's what it is. Yeah. I don't think it needs context. I think it's perfect the way it is.
I think it might have been in the time before Cruise, or at least before like proper Cruise.
Oh yeah.
And we just kind of went, "Yep, 3 wise men."
That's who we are.
That's who we are.
Yeah. Because you guys were living together at the time, right? It was you, Vassie, and Cav.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were good friends with
Yeah, that would have been
one.
one. Yeah.
I miss Vassie.
It was different times. The Spring Hill sessions. Those are different times. Yeah.
I think I went to one.
Yeah.
And I went, this is too far away.
Oh yeah, because that's when the Smashbox was at Little Tokyo 2, and it was right next to my house. Yeah, that was so good.
Anyway, so that's got not much to it. It's just an image.
Yeah, I can't remember the context. I think I just made it because it was funny.
It is funny. It's good. I think you need a little work on the texturing of the faces though. Like
it was early GIMP days.
Almost black and white.
It was early GIMP days.
Now you got the skills down. All right.
Absolutely.
Next image. Who we got?
Oh yeah. So
just a couple of Ellises.
This one's that's at Lowe's, who is also called Ellis.
Right.
He's actually ruined my life, by the way. So
He's ruined it.
I use Facebook to send files to myself.
What? Wait, what?
So like, say that I've got an image on my phone and I want to get it on my computer.
Okay.
I'll send it to myself on Facebook and then open it up on the computer.
Can you send a message to yourself?
You can send a message to yourself.
Right.
Right? So
obviously
I've never had an issue before searching for myself.
Yeah.
But at Lowe's' name is Ellis Jones.
Oh.
So his name comes up first now whenever I search for my name.
So now you just can't type in your name and hit enter. You have to like
search.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we teamed at BAM, BAM this year, and we actually did really well. That's when we figured out the
name synergy.
Yeah, well obviously, he did this bit. The start of every set, he would do this bit. He's like, "Oh, what's your name?" And be like, "Oh, I was like, I'm Tim, and that's David." And be like, "Oh, okay, so I'm Ellis, and he's Ellis."
So lame, but it's so good.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah. You do that bit every time at doubles.
Every single starter set, apart from someone we knew, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it was a good time.
I think you should do it with people who knew. That would be even better.
Yeah, we figured out the Meta Knight down throw thing, where if you're down throwing as Meta Knight, you can get hit by anything, and they'll get hit and you won't.
Yeah.
But it works if Daz Ref Smash.
Oh.
So yeah, it's like, holy shit, we're winning doubles. We actually did really well. Although we played like idiots, we still got ninth.
Yeah, no, that's
really good.
As long as you got a couple of strategies, I think you can get there. It's crazy how well the fat boys are doing, eh? Outlaws plays Bowser.
I like it. I like the heavy. Actually, no, I don't particularly like Bowser's design in this game, but
what?
He's a bit overbearing.
Okay. He's oppressive as
it's not even oppressive. It's just like the thing of heavy is that it's supposed to be exploitable. Yeah. Like, I feel like the exploitableness of Bowser, like it's kind of like you're whittling away at some of it. He's just able to beat you first.
Yeah. No, I read something a while ago when like they were talking about why heavies are so trash, and it's like the same in other fighting games a lot of the time, that like the big bruisier heavies have to be straightforward and exploitable because they have an advantage inherently by being super heavy. And that like once you give them things like speed and low cooldowns on their or low landing lag and lag on their moves, they actually have not a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah.
And Bowser's almost at that point. He's fast. He's got some good moves with some decent like end frames, and he hits hard. So it's like, what point does he become like not good?
I think he's fine as a heavy, but he just might be a tad overbearing. But obviously, he has really bad matchups.
Is he the best heavy?
Probably, yeah. I don't see anyone else really getting that close. I think all the heavies are pretty decent. It's just that
So it's like what Bowser?
I'm playing DK now.
Yeah, when we're talking about heavies, we're talking about Bowser, DK, DDD. I keep thinking Volibear. Christ.
Volibear.
Too much lead. DK, DDD, Ridley.
K-Roll.
Yeah. So we're talking about these ones. I think so. Unless you want to start counting things like Snake and
Ganondorf. Yeah.
Ganondorf. Yeah. Or Ganon. Yeah, we'll put Ganon in there.
Ganon's kind of the lean heavy.
Yeah. He's been working out. He's all muscle. That's where his weight comes from.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, those guys, you reckon they're in a nice spot, and that like it probably goes Bowser, maybe.
Oh, Incineroar. I guess Incineroar as well.
Oh yeah, Incineroar. Yeah.
But
thanks, Gravitas.
I think
Gravy Dice.
I like the position DK's in.
Yeah.
Because he's exactly how I wanted him to be in Smash 4.
Without the ding dong.
Yeah, like I can play him the way that I wanted to play him without having to fish for the combo.
Yeah.
I just fish for smash attacks now.
God, I love the way that they changed his neutral B. His charge is just so good.
I I like all of the changes of DK, bar the up B.
Yeah.
I think the up B got a bit ravaged when it didn't need to be.
Yeah.
But
Plant
DK is probably the heavy I'm most happy with the way he plays.
Plant is the lightest super heavy. Thanks, Famage. That reminds me as well. Lots of people picking up Plant. Do you think Plant is a joke character? Or do
No. After watching that Japanese play, they basically just sat like a turret at the edge.
Yeah.
It was a force. It basically... It showed... I love it when a top player, or like a player comes out of nowhere with a character that no one thought was good.
It's always from Japan.
Because it shows them how the character was meant to be played. And
Yeah.
Like Duck Hunt, like Piranha Plant, like...
Both Japanese players, right?
Yeah, and it basically shows you the right way to play the character to make them not low tier.
Yeah.
And I think the Piranha Plant especially was like, it looked like Smash 4 ledge trapping, like it was absurd.
I remember the days. Yeah, no, definitely. If you have like invested time into Piranha Plant, you're enjoying it. I know there's a couple players in Queensland or whatever character it is. Definitely stick with them because it doesn't matter if they're low tier.
Abadango's Mewtwo as well.
Did you play Mewtwo recently?
No, you remember Smash 4 and Abadango?
Yeah. Oh,
when
yeah.
Abadango basically broke the Mewtwo meta.
I think it was Pound 4.
It was Pound, yeah.
That he came out and just like showed everybody what he could do.
It was post-patch Mewtwo, but still no one had really done anything yet.
It was like the footstool combos in combination with like a lot of the cancels with neutral B.
The footstool cancel into down B. Was
and he'd figured out
Mega
all the
Man
combos.
as well. Kameme. Invented the footstool.
What's wrong with these? Like every Japanese player has just like come out of the woodworks. Kameme with the footstool combos and the.
Oh, those were disgusting.
Yeah, but like I think there's also an underratedness of like the other players as well. Like Yeti was always pretty good with. He was always a Wi-Fi warrior that people underrated. And then, like, once he actually came out and was really good with Mega Man, like, he's sort of been a staple since then. Been manning Meta Knight since Ultimate started. I still think he has the potential to be top tier.
I think a couple of tweaks, and he could definitely be top tier.
Yeah.
There's just a couple of gaps he has in his gameplay that I would like fixed. He's definitely high tier, for sure. Definitely top half.
It's weird. Do you think there's going to be a lot more change to the tier list now?
I think tier lists are stupid in this game. They're pointless.
Like, it's so tough.
You can basically list off the top like 10, 15 characters.
There's like 20 characters in the top 10.
It's like top 10, 15 you can kind of do, and then there's like 50.
Yeah.
And then there's like the rest.
Yeah. And like every one of those 50, it's like this character isn't bad. They just have a lot of like underdeveloped potential. Like there's people doing crazy stuff with them, but I cannot comment enough because I just haven't seen them all.
I don't think Meta Knight has potential to be a top tier, but I think he has potential to win a major or like do really well.
Yeah.
He has potential to break out, I think.
Any players you particularly recommend to watch?
For Meta Knight, I think there's only really Bonk and Sliver 2 Hunter. There hasn't been a real breakout player. Bonk recently beat Leon.
Yeah. And Leon's sort of made his name as being pretty damn good.
Yeah, absolutely. He clowned on Cosmos and Samsora that one time.
I feel bad for Cosmos, man. He's put a lot of time into a character that everyone thought was really good, but I don't know if they're that good. I said very early on that Inkling has been overrated. Do you think it's true? And remember, Tweak said Inkling was the best character in the game at one point.
This game's so silly. But I think Inkling's still really good. I don't think there's any reason to say that Inkling can't still win a major or do really well.
No, I think the Inkling's bottom is like high tier, but I think she's safely in high tier.
I still think she's like bottom of top tier.
Yeah?
I think she's still really good.
Fair calls.
But bottom of top tier is still like 15th.
Yeah. That's the thing. There's so many characters.
I think tier lists are still just near impossible in this game, just because whatever MK Leo or Tweak decide to pick up this week will be the talk.
The next top tier.
Yeah.
How about this then? Let's do it. What do you think are some of the most overrated characters in the current meta, and some of the most underrated characters in the current meta?
I think Joker might be overrated.
Yeah.
It's literally MK Leo carrying the character.
Because did you see the Sam Sora tweet where he said, I just looked over my set with MK Leo and there's nothing I could have done differently to win.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
that's
right?
absolutely bullshit. You can never... There's no way you can say that.
I agree. But
I think fundamentally you can say, there's nothing I could have done better at that point. But obviously you could make better decisions leading up to situations.
So you think Joker's a little overrated?
I think he's overrated in that people are saying that he's like top 3 when he's probably closer to like top 10.
Okay.
He's still really good.
I think a lot of people haven't figured out his matchups. I feel like he wins matchups against characters like Snake.
He's weird.
Yeah.
Actually, Poppet. Did you watch Poppet's video on Sam Sora?
No, I haven't yet.
He talks about why Joker's really good and why timing out Arsene isn't exactly optimal because of overshooting. Joker's obscenely good at overshooting, which is like a mechanic, basically a strategy of just making sure that if your opponent's trying to retreat, you're hitting behind them.
Yeah, like countering defensive.
Yeah, exactly. And Joker's really effective at that, and that's why like basically trying to run away from Joker is not going to really work out for you.
Yeah, well, not defensive, evasive, countering evasive.
Yeah.
Any other overrated?
It
doesn't have to be the same.
Who's top tier right now?
Lucina Marth.
Nah, that's still good.
Is Ike still top tier? Is he still considered top tier?
Ike might be. I don't know. Ike's kind of comfortable.
He's in high tier. I feel like Ike was in the same sort of spot.
That's because MK Leo
for all of Smash 4 though as well. It's sort of like what you want out of a heavy, just like very straightforward. Will punish you.
Well, people thought Ike was top 5 until MK Leo dropped him. Like it's literally
that's the thing.
The game's so wild.
And Diddy, right? Diddy was only considered top tier because of Zero.
What do people think of Pokemon Trainer now?
Oh yeah, I don't even know what the sentiment is.
I think Wario is underrated.
Underrated
because, listen,
that's a hot take.
Because people are saying, are people still saying he's top 10? Are people saying he's lower than that?
No, I think they're saying top 10.
I think Wario might be top 5, and I say this because you see more and more people picking up Wario.
Yeah.
And doing well with Wario. I think Switchfest had 3 Warios or 2 Warios in top 8.
Okay. And
it's like, you don't pick up a character that's 20th in the game and do well at a major. But that being said, it's just a character where the game plan and the meta has been like kind of laid out and developed.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time in Smash 4, did you think Mario was top 5? Because a lot of people used to pick up Mario and just instantly do well.
At one stage, I definitely thought Mario was top 5. I'm not sure if it was at the end.
Or Yoshi. Yoshi was another one of those characters. I feel like some characters are pretty easy to pick up.
Yeah.
And they lead to straight success. I will say with Wario, though, it's like, I think the top tier players, the problem they have with it is that you were playing around the waft a lot. And that's not a guaranteed mechanic. With a lot of the top tiers, you want your mechanic to be guaranteed.
But Wario still has a lot of kill moves.
Wario's nuts. I agree that I think that if that's your philosophy, it's probably not right. But that's the opinion of why people would like put him top 10. Because there's characters like Peach where it's like you never need to rely on anything like that. Like no charge moves. Like you just got your straight bread and butter combos that work really particularly well.
I think it's like, as I said, Wario. People have played with Wario and they won with Wario.
Yeah.
And kind of laid out what you got to do as Wario.
Yeah, that's the thing with Tweak, right? Everyone's always like, can you play my character next to lay it out?
Yeah, because that's the same thing that happened with Inkling.
Yeah.
They laid out the game plan for Inkling and people picked up Inkling and just kind of followed the game plan and it worked. So I think Wario, in my opinion, might be inflated because of that.
Right.
I think Wario is just a very, very good character in terms of being able to just pull wins out of nothing.
Yeah. He was underrated and
be able to hold leads and be able to take him out of nowhere. Yeah.
And he's nuts, right? He's one of the best characters for DD as a player.
Yeah.
Right. If anyone watches Defect that, he's an absolutely out of his own mind player, nuts. And I feel like you can do that with Wario. So he's got maybe that's it though. He's got the high potential, and so that's why people are like, oh, maybe consistently speaking, he's not at that level.
He's kind of like a heavy in that he just kills you.
Yeah, he can take it out of nowhere,
and he lives forever. Yeah. But it's like a small heavy.
Speaking of which, do you think Snake is overrated?
Nah, Snake's good.
Yeah, Snake's busted.
What's the thing about Snake?
Snake's almost underrated, and he's top 5.
The thing about Snake, it's really weird, is that I feel like there's nearly a really high skill floor to beat Snake.
Yeah.
Or to beat Snake consistently. And it's got nothing to do with the person playing the character. It's all to do with navigating Snake's moves.
Yeah. Okay.
And being able to weave in and out of grenades and knowing how to handle grenades and being able to avoid getting up tilted or comboed or getting grabbed at 160.
You almost always have to play around him.
Yeah.
But when you play his game, it's very 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quite lucky that Meta Knight does pretty well against Snake.
Yeah. There's a couple of characters that underratedly do well against Snake. And if you talk to Snake players about it, sometimes they'll be like, no, Snake's the best. But sometimes they'll be like, this character just shits on Snake, and I have no idea like how to counterplay it. Like I remember Duon was talking to me about that at Sunny Side Up.
Snake is so weird, just because on paper, Snake looks like the best character.
Yeah, he's nuts.
His dare is frame 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Why? Why does he need that?
Also,
his grenade pull is frame 1. Why does he need that?
His back air, right, is used as a get off me tool. Yeah. Right? And it's like a sex kick now. Yeah. Like it's obscene.
It's got a hitbox all across his whole body.
Yeah, like he uses it to like get off me, and it's like that move shouldn't be used for that.
Yeah, he doesn't need it.
But yeah.
Okay, how about underrated characters then? Who have you got? Game & Watch. Gravy Dice coming in. Mr. Game & Watch apparently wins. Yes.
Game & Watch is probably underrated, but not recently because people thought that Game & Watch is top tier now because of Meister and stuff.
Oh, yeah. And Extra's gone back into Game & Watch, isn't he?
Yeah. There's so many characters.
PT underrated.
PT's probably really up there. Just because having a character that you can
I did not believe for a second when Leffen got his whole sad crew to be like, PT loses this matchup against Mega Man. Like, bullshit. PT is nuts.
This is like a character that can change up, have basically multiple matchups.
Yes. And play differently on all those different characters.
Yeah.
Like, no.
On top of having like decent kill confirms and stuff. Yeah, PT's... I think people still think PT's really good. It's just hard to pinpoint exactly where PT sits.
You probably have led on a little bit that you think maybe Bowser's a little bit underrated.
Yeah, well, I think people think Bowser's pretty good now since
Where would
Leon.
You put him?
Bowser?
Yeah, top what? What's the cutoff?
Probably within 25, but I say 25, but like I could mean 15. Like
go ambitious. Where do you think he's going to be in the next like year? Or if
I think he's going to drop if anything.
Oh, really?
Just because I think people are getting better at not getting caught out by explosive hits.
Right.
I think that's something that's people are capitalizing a lot. That's why Warrior's doing so well. That's why.
So you think defensive play is sort of making a?
I think defensive play is going to make a comeback. Yeah.
All right.
But as I said, there could be a patch.
Yeah.
Next day, tomorrow, and it could completely change the way shields work. Or
let's talk about tomorrow a little bit.
Yep.
We got the thing coming up.
Direct.
Yep. How do you think, like, as a TO, like, changes to the game sort of affect your... I know, I keep asking.
Sunny Side Up was horrific.
Yeah.
Because of Hero. It's like we knew Hero was going to come out at a really unfortunate time and make our lives a living hell.
Yeah.
And when Hero did come out, and everyone watched the trailer and were like, oh no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Instant KOs, asleep in the air. Yeah. It's like, oh, God.
What do we do?
Random, complete random. It's like, this is rough. What are we going to do?
But the thing was, like, was it you who played against Ghost and, who's his partner? Was it...
Seb Pro.
Yeah. Was it you played against Ghost and Seb Pro and they played Hero round 1?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's a week 1 character. Like,
yeah.
People that did Sunny Side Up and were like, there's nothing to worry about for Hero. Like, that's not the point. The point of it...
The point is it just throws a wrench in everything.
Yeah, like, the fact that a Hero didn't particularly do well at Sunny Side Up doesn't mean that a Hero couldn't have done well at Sunny Side Up. But, yeah, the timing, it's really rough. I don't think I'm ever going to force a Rambat to a previous patch.
Yeah.
I think I'm always going to keep Rambat on current patch.
Yeah, okay.
Because...
I like that philosophy. It's easier.
It's just,
and people
there's no point.
Yeah,
right?
week 1 players are never going to crap on other people. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Or it's like, even running patches for the sake of competitive integrity, like, it just doesn't make sense for something like a Rambat.
VG Bootcamp, when they run tournaments, it's like 3 or 4 times that they've run a tournament. Like, the patch has been, like, literally the day of. Like, the morning of, or the, like, the,
Pretty sure every
day before.
Every patch has been, like, right before a major tournament that hasn't been able to run that patch.
Yeah, it's rough. But, do you think, as, like, personally, when we watched Smash 4 and they did the shield changes, do you think anything like that's ever going to happen?
Oh, I think so.
You think something nuts is going to happen?
I think something nuts is going to happen.
Ooh. Because what do you think?
We're not even a year into the game.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much time. Like, even when all the characters get released, we're still going to get patches. Like, yeah, it's going to be nutty. I reckon something absolutely wild is going to change. They're going to change directional air. They're going to change air dodges.
So that you slide? So that you slide, or that
I think the powerfulness of air dodges.
Yeah, do you think they're too powerful and they're going to nerf them?
I think they're pretty strong right now.
Okay.
I think they might nerf spot dodge cancelling. They might remove that.
Oh, spot dodges.
They might change the way spot dodges work. They might increase... that window of buffer that people were worried about when the game was coming out, where if you use the defense options. That doesn't apply. That's barely effective. No one gives a shit.
Yeah. I think people learn how to use the buffer now. Yeah.
It's like, I'm always, like, even when, like, I kill someone, I'm always on the stage just wave bouncing, wave landing on all the platforms. Like, I don't care about the defensive thing I lose for this. It's like, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah. Or it doesn't feel like it makes a difference.
So you think they'll nerf air dodges, potentially?
My pick is that they're going to change the way air dodges, intangibility works.
Okay.
Maybe not this patch, maybe not next patch, but eventually.
Alrighty.
Smash 4 needed it, to be honest, though.
Yeah.
They really did.
They did. It was becoming so defensive.
And it was
like if you weren't shielding, you were losing.
They might change the way parries work.
Oh, they need that.
No.
And they need that. No, you know what the change they need? They need to get rid of that stupid thing where if you get hit in the head, it doesn't matter if you're shielding, you get hit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's this mechanic that if you're shielding, if you're holding shield, if you get hit in the head, even if the shield is covering your head, you get hit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's silly.
That is so dumb. They tested it. Like they'll get like Snake doing forward smash, and you're like shield holding up, and if it hits your head, boom, you get hit.
That's bonkers.
That's bonkers, right? And like Ghost tweets out like pictures all the time, like frame by frame, shielding, right, and then hit the next frame.
Shield poking is obscene in this game. It is such a bad mechanic. It is like the brawl tripping of this game. Okay. Like it's the competitive breaking mechanic.
That being said, this game is fantastic. But if the game did get a fix, a radical change, that would be it. Yeah,
I think there's...
Hey, I topped at 64 with week 1 here.
There's still like... Yeah, I'm pretty sure week 1 hero, he managed to beat Shadru.
Poor Shaddy Daddy. No! Yeah.
Yeah, I think... There's
not much needs to be changed.
Multi-hits still don't work.
Your multi-hits don't work.
No, like it's same with characters like ZSS and stuff. Like
Ness's work.
They haven't made enough effort to like make sure moves are hitting correctly.
Yeah.
And then they've overcorrected on characters like Samus.
Yeah.
Where you fly. If you fall out of it now.
Yeah. You get launched.
There's more.
That was like for like the Peach up B. Like if you just B reverse it and you get the first hit, it would instant kill if you had enough rage.
You've seen the wacky things of Samus.
Yeah.
Where they fell out of the up smash and just flew. And there's like momentum to keep them going.
Yeah. So I think a couple of things need to be worked on.
Also Sonic's up air. Like there's those moves that don't connect. Like we just need to put more of an effort in to fix some moves.
But there's at the same time I do understand like there's so many characters in the game. It's ridiculous to expect all of them to work 100%.
No.
It is.
That's not.
It is.
It really isn't.
It is, because they can't bug test them all themselves. They only realize that things don't 100% of the work because they were on a schedule. They're not making it like... Have you seen Sakurai? He's turning into a literal skeleton who doesn't sleep. They did the show-off of the heroes' moves in a 2-hour video. They obviously don't have enough time. And you can't be like, oh, they're just not working on it because they're Japanese.
Well, that's it. The issue is that I hate the sympathy card for things like Pokemon and stuff when they're like, oh, there's so many Pokemon, they can't do animations.
No, that's their job. Like,
it's like no, but it's their job to fix the characters for Smash. I suppose. Like just because people aren't putting money into the game, Nintendo isn't putting money into the game doesn't mean it doesn't need to be done. Okay. Like,
yeah, I see that
the game doesn't work. You're like something in the game doesn't work. It needs to be fixed.
Oh, there's a question for you. I'm just going to quickly jump ahead to the Twitch questions. Hi, Tournameta. Could anyone sign up to a tournament? Because I'm sort of interested in participating at least once. Kirby the Star. Absolutely, you can sign up for any tournament. Most tournaments will, have some sort of price so that you got to pay entry because you can win money at the end. But there are some tournaments, like the one that's happening right now at QT, Gardens Point, which are absolutely free. And you can go in and get a taste of what the tournament's like, and people will play seriously against you, and you'll get a chance to meet heaps of people. But yeah...
there's also a good chance that Kirby the Star isn't from Brisbane.
Okay. But if you're not from Brisbane... look them up on your Facebook. There's like always like a region that they'll organize tournaments, and you'll be put in contact with somebody who like runs tournaments. And trust me, they're all nice. They're all nice people. They're all great. This community's fantastic, except for like 2 people. But you won't run into them until like at least a month into you playing, and then you'll realize that they're not
the majority. Yeah, everyone's
the majority.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Then come to Brisbane tournaments then. I was just saying the odds of someone joining the Twitch chat and them being in Brisbane
and knowing Shadru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite slim.
Shadru's a hero around here. If you just stick with him, you'll be treated
like...
I
loved Shadru's tweet today. Did you see it?
Oh my god, what a machine.
Yeah,
how does he do that?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the grind.
I need to cut half of my
relaxation time.
I'm going all out until I win a tournament. Only he can do that, honestly, because he's the kind of person who I don't see who'll burn out if he just like stays focused. It's ridiculous.
He's been getting a little bit not happy with his play. Like, I remember him in Smash 4 and him being not content with his play, but I'm thinking it seems to be showing more.
He's getting frustrated?
Yeah, getting frustrated at stuff. But yeah, I think it's working to his benefit. I think he's still putting the hours in. He's still grinding. It's really good.
If he's watching, we all have an immense amount of respect for you, mate.
Absolutely.
Like, you don't have to show it to us, but we know. I think we'll either take a break now.
Yep.
You up for a break?
Yeah, I'll take a break.
Okay. And then we'll come back and we'll do Ganon's Advocate.
Oh.
Yeah. So everyone look forward to that. But everyone grab a drink, maybe coffee, maybe tea, maybe your marshmallows, stuff that I've been eating and drinking lately. Popcorn. Yeah. We'll see you guys in a bit.
See ya.
Hey-oh! We're back. Welcome back. Hope you had a fantastic little break. Ella's got some iced coffee made by V. I didn't know they made iced coffee, but apparently they're rated.
I mean, it's.
Are you an iced coffee connoisseur?
I like Ice Break. It's like the tier list in my head kind of goes Ice Break and then everything else.
Okay.
There's nothing that I despise.
I like the double shot Barista Bros Arabica. People are like, oh, but it's got no kick. Like
it's fine.
It's got no coffee in it. But its Arabica is only like 60% of the caffeine of traditional coffee. People don't know that.
It's all right.
It goes all right. I don't trust V. They're scary. I don't trust energy drinks.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
I understand, but for FNSs, it's all I drink because it's the only iced coffee they have upstairs.
Yeah. Look, I don't want to be mean to anybody, but I used to know this guy who went to school with me who caught the bus with me every day. I mean, the train. And every morning he drank like a full-size mother. And I don't know where to start by describing him, but I feel like a word that encapsulates him as a human being was disgusting. He was obscenely unhealthy, and I put it to the mother as like being an icon of that. Like, who drinks an energy drink is the first thing that goes into their body every morning.
I know a guy that did that.
Is he also disgusting?
No, he's a gym junkie.
Okay.
Which was weird.
Okay, so that's probably a little better then. Yeah.
No, he drank, you would drink like 4 mothers a day. Like the full-size cans.
That scares me. That's like cigarettes, man. That's probably going to be like 6 years from now, and they're going to be like, actually,
but he was an absolute gym junkie.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay. Anyway, so the thing that we were talking about during the break that we want to talk about a little bit is something that we've actually come to a little bit of a disagreement about, is that you, as a Couchwarriors representative and as yourself, you think that having international commentators come in is a lot better for the scene. Is really good for the scene, especially in comparison to having international players come in.
I think...
You think they bring a lot more to the table?
Having international brands is important.
Okay.
I think... okay, I've got a really good example here of why Coney was so good. Right?
Coney's an hilarious and fantastic individual.
Having Coney for Big Win Champs was amazing because it created so many moments. There were so many memorable moments created as a result of Coney being there and being a part of scenarios.
Yeah.
On top of that, if you remember the SA Hero drama, literally everyone from America was quoting Coney they quoted him word for word.
Yeah.
And that we just hold forward and play heavies all the time.
Yeah.
Like, so obviously it got around that Australia is what they say we are. That's why I think investing in players to come to our tournaments isn't as good, because not all players have a really good brand.
Yep.
To kind of hype up Australia.
Yeah, you can definitely see the difference between players who are just good players and players who like understand their value.
Yeah, but Coney, getting Coney over was a really good idea in my opinion, because it created so much hype. It got our name out there. Like,
they bring exposure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing though is that we don't really put a lot of faith and potential into our own commentators here, because I'm on the opposite side of the fence. I feel like for commentators, we want to put more effort into the local ones we have, and there's a lot of commentators who are willing to put in like a lot of effort into it. Like Stabby J is trying to make himself out to be the commentator of Australia, and I respect him a lot for that. But even at Sunny Side Up, you got to admit, like, there wasn't a lot of like, people were really thirsty for it, but there wasn't a lot of like yeah, we're going to put a lot of effort into this and make sure everybody's happy. There was more of like, okay, let's just try and come to a compromise. And that's like sort of like, I don't know if just getting commentator slots is enough content for people to sort of like be able to build their brand, because I see it as a responsibility, especially at majors, for the tournament organizers to sort of like create possibilities for these commentators to sort of like make themselves.
Absolutely, but I don't know if there's people that are massively hungry for it.
Okay.
I know there's a handful. I
Yeah.
know that they're the ones that you see at the top 8s and stuff. They're the
Yeah.
ones that are fighting for it. They're pushing for it. There are some that are in the top 8s that aren't pushing for it, but they're just good
Yeah.
at what they do. I think if people are genuinely interested in pushing their commentary, which I know there are people in Queensland that are interested in pushing their commentary, and are putting the time in. They're commentating at weeklies, they're commentating at monthlies. They're making sure they're asking to be on commentary, and I think those people will eventually find their spot and find their comfortableness.
Do you think you as a commentator, I mean, so you as a tournament organizer, and like in general tournament organizers, if you can say to like sort of their perspective at all, do you think that they necessarily have their finger on the pulse and are watching people who are really hungry? Or do you think that it's more of like, looking at the scenario, it's probably just better to get an international talent in because they've already proven themselves, and I don't necessarily want to have to put in time to do my research or do my effort into this area?
To be completely honest, I don't think there's a lot of effort on production value in Australia in general.
Okay.
So I don't think organisers are paying an awful lot of attention towards
the production value of
the commentators.
Yeah. Okay.
Focusing on, because still, I don't think anyone's really paid. I don't think anyone's been paid for commentary in Australia as of yet. I might be wrong.
No. For sure.
And I think because no one's really paid in Australia for
tournament organisers are paid.
organising. I think in Sydney they do, but that's the only place I know of. Because they get such hectic numbers, they can pull it off.
Right.
But that's the thing. Like, we'd love to put in production value, and I think when I started manning the stream for the Rambat, I had lots of big ideas, lots of ideas of what I wanted to do for commentary. I wanted to do commentary blocks and stuff like that.
And then you started running into the logistics of that.
Well, it's just kind of like trying to organize it as well as relying on people to be as dedicated as I was trying to be to the stuff. Like it's hard, like because people do want to do it. It's just it feels like it's a hobby kind of deal. It's like,
and I think as well, like the thing that most players in the scene care about, and the best way that you're going to grow your scene is not through production value. It's through running a better tournament, making sure everything's
At
tight,
least,
and your efforts are more valuable put into running a good tournament.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I definitely see that. I think like at the moment there is, for commentators out there is a necessary like step for you to sort of take on your own initiative and make things happen, and like work with the people that you know and sort of go out there and get or put in work to like build your own brand.
I do have an eye on people that are putting in the effort for commentary, and I'll try to ask them to be on commentary when they're 3. I still think we're a while away from getting a consistent like Stabby J for top 8 at majors.
It's super tough because some commentators are good at the game, and then like you just can't have them on, or they're not in the mood, or so getting people who are completely dedicated all the time is really tough.
Absolutely.
But I guess at this point, I think that we can come to a conclusion and say to the commentators who are looking at the majors, you put the effort in, like talk to the people as much as possible, and like don't just ride on your laurels. Like try and like if you're going to be partnered up with somebody like Coney or another commentator that's being flown out, like you have to make your time matter really a lot, because like the clips from like I tweeted this out ages ago that commentators have to be aware that what they're saying can potentially be like the clip that they use to advertise the next tournament. Or it can be like what pops off on Twitch for a certain day. Like they just need to be aware and like think about what the production value of what they're saying is about.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think there's a bit of a slackness in Australia.
Yeah.
It's not because of malice or because of laziness. It's just because of
the environment.
Yeah, the environment.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely room to get really high production quality. It's just that's not what we're trying to invest time into, I guess.
Yeah, and I think for as well the tournament organizers who are now running streams, I think they have to be aware that their production value is starting to become more relevant.
Yeah,
as it necessarily wasn't that much because people were happy with just seeing the games, but now if they're trying to grow their brand, that they're really gonna have to focus on that.
As you said before, to increase the attendees of the tournament, increase the hype of the tournament, you focus on running the tournament well.
Yeah.
To get interest from sponsors and to get interest in try and get numbers of viewers and try and actually make money from the event, you got to focus on production value.
Yeah.
Which is where you got to find a balance. I think that from what I've seen, the only people that have really put in the effort to try and get a decent production going are Jet and Little Z.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I think everyone's just kind of running a stream at an event.
Yeah. Or they're taking what the innovations are made from those two and sort of like implementing it and like, okay, well, I can do this.
Yeah.
But definitely I see. And there's lots of opportunities as well. If you're a commentator or if you're somebody who's running if you're thinking about it, there's lots of opportunities to do additional content.
Absolutely.
Like increase production value. It doesn't involve things like having somebody do camera work. It can just be something like an analyst desk or like... Analyst desks don't really work that well for Smash as far as we've seen, but they can. And I think there's lots of opportunity for them.
I'd really like to do it. I really want to for Rambats to up the production quality in some way and have cuts and have a cameraman and do that sort of stuff. It's just, as I said before, it's like getting the time to organize all of that and then on the day kind of being coordinated enough to pull that all off.
Yeah.
Is a bit of a pain.
So if you were to make one change to as a Couchwarriors rep to the Rambats, what would be the first thing that you would implement that
for
you
production?
that you would really want to see? So what kind of things would we like to expect?
I'd like a crowd camera, like a cameraman going around getting the crowd, because one that it kind of opens up the environment of the tournament a lot more to the viewers.
Yeah.
And secondly, it encourages people to sit in the crowd more.
And that'd be a hella good experience too, eh? Because like, if you're looking to get any future jobs in esports and doing the camera work on the ground work, like doing volunteer work, if you do anything that's remotely good and gets clipped, as evidence for your
anyone
work.
In the chat.
Yeah.
Anyone at all.
If you've caught on, then definitely consider it. All right, we're gonna move on to the next segment, which is Ganon's Advocate. I love this one. They're so easy to write.
Yeah.
It's also funny because you can get the best responses out of people. This is where we got the Snake's biggest counter as being a pedophile from.
Yep.
From a fan. So yeah, there's a lot of potential for these ones. All right. So the first one. Couchwarriors can fit into any scene in Australia.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this is something that you probably... let's look at some of the problems that we have, though, so that you can sort of argue it. So let's say that somebody's already running a successful stream in their state, and they're running successful tournaments. Why would they need Couchwarriors, and how can Couchwarriors fit into their scene?
Well, I think this is something that's happened in Queensland.
Mm-hmm.
And so to start off, Couchwarriors can fit into any scene because what Couchwarriors does is it just utilizes the existing scene and tries to get them on board and tries to get them a part of Couchwarriors.
Yeah.
Doing the thing that they've always been doing, but with extra brand power and extra resources.
Okay.
With the caveat that they occasionally have to do something for the sponsors or they coordinate with the main Couchwarriors team on stuff.
But I mean, if I'm somebody who runs these streams, like, aren't I going to see a decrease in my viewership if Couchwarriors is coming through? Aren't I going to see a decrease in like the weight of my tournaments if I'm running them?
In what sense, sorry?
So like, if I'm running, for instance, like the weeklies, or if I'm running a monthly in my tournament and I'm also streaming it, and Couchwarriors comes through and uses their stream, am I necessarily going to have what I've built stick around, or is it going to be like pushed over?
Depends what the position of Couchwarriors is in the scene that you're implementing it to. So for Queensland, it worked out that Jet just ended up not running Rambats streams, but he managed to run FNS still, and he ran his other stuff, so he still managed to keep his brand power in that regard.
Okay.
I think it's something that we haven't quite hit right yet. We've figured out
the perfect
elements, and just kind of hoping that there's a streamer that isn't too focused on their brand.
Okay.
But when we run into that, it kind of forces a scenario, because the streaming's probably the one part that's quite strict.
Yeah.
Because we do focus on trying to get sponsors and stuff, and we have deals with Twitch and stuff for Bandpath to Evo that we have to fulfill.
Yeah.
It becomes very difficult for us to work with that in terms of being able to use other people's streams at our Rambats. Something that could work in that scenario is that you could run 2 streams.
Yeah.
Which for larger monthlies works out okay. But obviously if you're running like a 30-man monthly, it probably won't be as effective.
Do you think there are advantages if you're that streamer or that tournament organizer, if Couchwarriors comes in? Are there advantages for you if you choose not to represent their brand?
Well, one of the benefits we have right now is that we get front page.
Okay.
So you get like a guaranteed 200 viewers.
Yeah.
Given they might not be active. But obviously it'll be on the Couchwarriors account.
Yeah.
I think there's been an attempt to try and get something that we could consider that I think was talked about previously was including that channel into the Couchwarriors brand.
Right.
I don't think it was explored too much, but I think it's something that we could do.
Right.
I'm not saying as a Couchwarriors representative that's something we're going to do, but I think it's something that we've explored and tried to look into. I think that's a potential way.
There's some flexibility.
There's not a one-size-fits-all approach to this, right? Like, it's definitely situational, contextual.
It depends on the environment that you're going into, and like your object, I think that you're trying to make out is not to sort of like replicate what you've already done in every single state and just copy paste and hope for the best.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, no, you're trying to like make a sustainable environment that you're not trampling over other people, but at the same time, like there is a market there for you, and you want to be able to work with the people there. And
absolutely.
I think that's what you're trying to say, and I completely get that. I do want to like voice some of the concerns that I know some people will have though. Like when you guys are going around and going through it, and like some of that stuff did happen in Queensland where like it was a bit rocky, and you guys are learning and trying to adapt.
Yeah, it's tough to figure out at first. Figure out what solution is going to work, and I was very trying my best to find the best diplomatic solution to work, so we didn't have to strong arm anyone out, or we had to completely back out altogether.
Do you necessarily think, because you're not going to be a representative in WA though, or Northern Territory, or I don't think they have it in New South Wales either. If they're trying to like go into those scenes, are you sure that the people there are going to be representative like you are and be diplomatic, or?
It's hard to say,
right?
Obviously, because I can't control other people. I don't know other people.
But like when you were doing it, was it necessarily your decision to try and be diplomatic, or did you feel like
it's entirely my decision to try and be diplomatic.
Okay.
I tried to be the, what's the word? Negotiator, if anything, between the two parties.
Okay. But at the same time, you were already a tournament organizer while you were here. So if Couchwarriors is going into those other states, they are electing to use the people there as well. It's not like they're like pushing people into there and saying, all right, propping these guys up who've never run a tournament. Now you're going to start.
Yeah, we try to utilize the scene that is existing, and obviously we wouldn't go into a scene where we weren't welcome.
Right.
But there are a lot of benefits to becoming part of Couchwarriors as a scene. Like as we said, we now have like, I think after Sunny Side Up we have about 40 monitors.
Ooh, that's quite a few.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And that also means like I don't think we had a major in Queensland until the Couchwarriors came through. And so, like, you have a lot of ability to build up these big tournaments as well.
Yeah, it gives us the infrastructure.
Yeah, because it wasn't just Sunny Side Up; it was Couchwarriors Sunny Side Up.
Well, Couchwarriors managed to get us in contact with the FGC, which originally was always kind of a pipe dream, like trying to organize stuff with
branch between them.
And Couchwarriors basically allowed us to openly communicate with the FGC in Queensland and to get something going.
Okay.
And as a result, we now have a really good relationship with them, and in the future, if we wanted to run something, we could run like a Tekken Smash sort of event, or like
Tekken Smash crew battle between the two different. Anyway, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of advantages, and you know, I am giving you a hard time, but I'm trying.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I'm trying to voice what concerns there are, and like there are answers to everything. I think because Couchwarriors is doing a good job.
I think it's really important to finish off on this. It's really important that we come in understanding of what the scene wants.
Yeah.
And making sure that we're not standing on any toes.
Yeah.
We're not forcing our agendas, whatever. That we're trying to just...
At the same time, though, you are coming into the scene. And
absolutely. But we're doing it to help the scene. Like, we're not doing it to make ourselves better off. Like, we're trying to unify, in a sense, to make it bigger and better.
And I think that there have been advantages for... like in the different scenarios. Anyway, we're going to move on.
Yep.
Because we've got 2 other segments we want to still do. So we're going to go to the next Ganon's Advocate, which is Meta Knight is top tier.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you argue
So
that?
I've got to argue this?
Yeah,
okay. I can argue this.
All right.
Meta Knight's really good. He's got a frame 4 down smash.
His multi-hits suck, though. I've seen someone fall out of your up smash.
No, you can totally space it. The situations you can get around.
Yeah?
Definitely, all of the things that I complain about, I know the scenarios that they're consistent.
Yeah,
like the scenarios that they happen are consistent.
Right.
So you just got to be aware of those scenarios. I'm not sure if you've seen...
matchups do you think he has that are particularly good in the top tiers?
Snake.
Yeah, he does all right. Anybody else?
He's particularly well against Snake. Inkling.
Yeah.
I think he does quite well against Inkling.
Do you think there's a lot of potential left for Meta Knight?
Potential?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, for sure. I think if someone like MK Leo were to pick up Meta Knight now, he'd be able to still crack top 8.
That's MK Leo, though.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm saying, like you could totally hammer a nail with the back of a screwdriver, but like
get a hammer to do it. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
How do you feel like his disadvantages are, though? Like, do you think they like sort of push him into a corner, or is he like sort of really strong all around?
I feel like with the right person behind him, like I obviously get a bit impatient.
Yeah.
I think that's always been my downside playing Meta Knight, is that I get a little impatient.
Righto.
But then you have tools like Side B that are ridiculous.
They're so good.
Like that's. I think if you play him a bit more patiently into the matchups that aren't as good, the matchups become a lot better as a result. Like,
what are some of his bad matchups, you reckon?
Personally, I've struggled. I think Wolf's quite hard.
Oh, hey, Wolf. Anyway, yeah.
But as you can get Wolf quite easily. If you can get him off stage, you can find really good spots.
His edge guarding's always been really good.
Is absurd.
Is it?
It's so good.
Is it like where it was in 4, it just like had the one good frame and then the rest was just like wow.
The soft spot kills now.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't kill as powerfully, but it's still absurd. Also, Tornado as a kill option
it's pretty nuts.
Is pretty nuts. Getting the right call there.
Up into Tornado.
Well, like, not even
read
that.
An air dodge or
just
whatever it is.
Off stage, being able... Okay, I think... Actually, there's probably one move I can think of right now, but outside of that one move, I don't think any other move can beat
Tornado.
Tornado. And the move I'm thinking of is Ike's Side B, which I've only just recently discovered. Outside of that, you can trade with Lucina's up B.
Ooh.
Like, it's actually... Because Lucina's recovery is really projected.
Yeah.
It's nearly recommended to sit in that 2-frame spot and just Tornado when you think Lucina's going to up B.
So do you think, like, Meta Knight can sort of win those matchups?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's a notable top 5 matchup then.
I don't think there's any character that really gives Meta Knight too much trouble.
Okay.
I think a lot of the struggles I have with matchups is due to my own impatience.
Right.
I think he can really handle the bad situations that top tiers try to put him in. Like, obviously Snake is going to be universally tough around the board.
Yeah.
But Meta Knight just has the right tools to deal with his stuff. Like, being able to down throw grenades and not get hit is absurd.
It's pretty good.
Being able to edge guard him like really like easily is really good as well.
That's probably the best opportunity to counter Snake.
Yeah, and also Snake loves going really high. Meta Knight also loves chasing people that are really high.
What do you reckon Meta Knight's best move is?
His best move?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, okay.
Or his down smash. One or the other.
Not as any of his specials, not his down B.
Ooh, okay. I think something I think is really underrated is Meta Knight's down B as a recovery option.
Yeah.
I've personally been practicing sweet spotting platforms.
Okay.
You can actually reach the top of Battlefield from the ledge.
Ooh.
As Meta Knight.
That's pretty cool.
That's fucked. That is obscene. Like, there's being able to mix that up with going to either of the side platforms
and
or
then
on the stage.
Center stage. Yeah.
Like,
that's pretty
there's
nuts.
no way you can read his recovery. Like, back on. Like, he gets free ledge.
That's actually pretty nuts. Because I was about to ask the next question is, what do you think there's some undeveloped stuff? Like, what's the undeveloped areas? But that seems like pretty good.
I absolutely have not practiced that enough, and I've been practicing that a lot more.
Okay.
Meta Knight, yeah. I think there's a lot that I haven't done with Meta Knight that can be explored.
All right. And who do you think, if he had to kick one of the characters out of top tier, who do you think he would kick out?
Got to think who's in top tier.
So, like Inkling, Peach, Lucina, Snake, PT maybe. PT maybe.
Keep going.
Wario.
Yeah, keep going.
Who else is in top tier? Wolf, Fox, Mario. No.
No, not Mario. Listen, the top tiers are good.
Olimar?
No, Olimar's good.
You gotta argue he's in top tier. No. Fuck off, big list.
Probably Fox.
Yeah.
Maybe, but Fox is still really good.
Okay. People are saying maybe Zersuit. You'd probably kick her out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. For sure.
Anyway, we'll go to the final one. I think you did a good job arguing. It's pretty good. Yeah. I think people had some new faith. This is the worst era for QLD Smash. Do you think you can argue that?
I might need a second.
Yeah, this one was tough. I knew, because this is clearly the best era.
Because I've literally been preaching this whole podcast how good the scene is right now.
Right. Yeah. You got to think of negatives. I've never seen a man so deep in thought.
I'm really trying to find something here. All right. I'll start.
Okay.
I think this is the worst. This is the worst era because our scene has become massively defensive.
Right. We're going for a playstyle oriented.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't particularly. What's
wrong with defensive?
From my personal perspective, this is my personal opinion, of course.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy defensive play as much. I can admire it.
Yeah.
For what it is. I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy playing against it, and I don't enjoy watching it.
Do you think it takes less skill?
I think it takes a different skill that I don't particularly enjoy.
Fair. But I mean, it's been so good for our interstate performers.
True. But I remember the days when Queensland was considered the Falcon state, and the going ham state, the Jesmo days.
Sucked. Jesmo was the only good player, and so was Jason. He was defensive.
Jesmo was the leading gun in terms of leading Queensland on the aggressive trail.
Right.
And I got 9th at SXC 2015.
So you don't think there are lots of aggressive players in Queensland at the moment?
I think they're rare. I think they're super rare.
Right.
Or at least hyper aggressive.
Yeah, I think there's rare aggressive. I would be willing to agree with that. I feel like most people are sort of figuring it out or are more on the defensive. They don't realize.
Well, let's go for our PR. Who's number 1?
At the moment, it's Sad Hour.
Yeah, lame. Who's next?
Lame Hour. Who's next? Who's number 2? Ben?
Yeah, okay, listen. Ben? Bowser?
He's lame.
Bowser's all right. It's K-Rool. It's K-Rool.
It's actually a little
He plays it a little lame. It's explosive.
But it's a little
And the explosive... At a major, I'll pop off.
Yeah.
Actually, in general, I'll pop off.
He uses the lame to hit you with the random stuff.
Hit you with the cool.
Yeah, to hit you with the cool.
It's probably the coolest lame.
It's the coolest lame. Who's number 3?
Shitashi.
Shitashi. Oh.
Say no more.
Say no more. It's all we need.
Number 4. Shadru. Shadru's a little conservative.
Nah, he's probably, as a character, like, he is pretty defensive.
Shadru will time you up.
Yeah, and he will make the hardest reads on rolls and, like, spot dodges. But like,
Which is the conservative way to play.
But he'll do them with the non-committal down tilts. Yeah, so he's conservative.
Then there's me. Or Ari. Probably Ari.
Ari's defensive, don't?
Ari's defensive, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm advocating here.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were going to call him aggressive. I was like, don't give me that. Anyway.
I think all the players I've listed off would time me out if given the chance.
That's rough, dude. That's so true, though, eh? Maybe not Ben. No,
I think Ben would give him the chance. I wouldn't give him the chance.
That's right. Ben's not here to defend himself.
Then there's me.
There's you. The only aggressive player in the whole thing. Honestly, when I think about it, I cannot think of anyone in the PR who's known for their aggression.
Probably, I'd say Ben is probably up there.
Ben's like the only one. Poop, he's on there. He's not.
Nick, yeah.
Jono.
No, Jono's defensive. Jono's defensive. Jono's defensive is shit, yeah.
Jono will time you out, but I think he defaults on trying aggressive, and then if that doesn't work, he's going to time you out.
Yeah, for sure.
He will play the game that he needs to play.
Spammage is up there. Spammage will time you out.
Spammage will time you out, yeah. He's in the chat, I think. Can you confirm, Spammage?
If I stood there all day, Spammage would just down be on me.
Yeah.
He would not move.
What about Nagima? Ooh.
He could time you out for sure.
He would time you out, but he's got no brain. He has no brain to recognize when the time is to time you out. He'd be like, oh yeah, I got to go for this, and would just run at you if he thinks that's the way to play.
I wouldn't say he was aggressive, though.
Yeah?
No.
Okay.
He's playing neutral.
Facts. Like Spamage? Yeah.
Obviously, I'm arguing this from the Ganon's advocate's perspective.
Yes.
Who else is there?
But the whole grounds is that this defensive is not what you enjoy.
Personally.
I think the brightest light of this is that is the most cohesive argument that you felt like you could make. It's personally, I don't enjoy how many defensive plays there are. And that's only because you're doing Ganon's advocate. I feel like the fact that every other aspect of the scene is in such a positive way,
I can't.
It says a lot. You can't.
I can't say any. I was trying to think of something like there's too many tournaments. Like, oh, but it's Smash 4. Like, it's hard because all of the things that I could fault with the scene now,
stuff that's
they've been a lot worse.
The only thing I would argue is that the amount of new players just makes it so that like everyone's so good that it can be discouraging for new players. But even then,
I say that the new players are nuts.
Yeah, they're all good. Like that's the only thing that I could think of, and it's not even true.
And we also like cater for it by having 2 different redemption brackets.
Jesus, double redemption. That's when you got to get Lachlan to like not be distracted.
It's so good. No, I love our amateurs culture.
And we're not giving out like
Queensland.
a petty like 5 cents win if you win Amis like they used to do at UQ. And I don't want to give shit to UQ, but anyway, so that was the Ganon's advocate. I feel like you made a good argument the way that you could.
Last one was hard.
The last one.
The only I
was
could
hard.
think of was defensive, which is like.
It's not even bad. It's just.
Bad, no.
It's just
I honestly have nothing against defensive players.
Right? Like I was like, you don't have anything against defensive. You probably enjoy half of them because you can exploit them.
See, I love watching players like Tom.
Yeah.
That'll just go for it. Like, we'll just do the thing. It's like, why did you do that? I love you.
Yes. And Ben's like that too.
Ben's like that, yeah.
Ben's like
actually,
that.
No, the thing. Actually, even Ari went for that like suicide up B to win the set against Shadru.
Yes. Most of what we said against the top players, they are more or less more complicated than simply aggressive and defensive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say most of the PR is defensive though.
Yeah. More on the side of defensive.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I like that. I
Which
like
is
that.
fine.
I like we have an identity.
Play.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, we got to keep the ball rolling here, so I think we're going to go straight into Twitter questions.
All right.
Yeah. All right. I think you were dreading this one a little bit because the highest rated one is a little bit personal.
Oh, yep.
Do you want to read that one out? Do you want me to read that?
You can read it out.
The Jets give me the don't do this one, but I'm really keen to do it. I don't know. Do you want to do it?
Up to you.
Oh, no, it's up to you. I'm not going to read it out if I don't want to. How about this one? I'll rephrase the question. How has being married affected the way that you TO and experience the Smash scene? Do you feel like it's sort of taken over your life? Because some people will get girlfriends like me, and they'll take over their lives, and they won't play Smash anymore.
See, the thing is, right, I've probably been in the scene equally as long as I've been married.
In a relationship.
No. So like, I've been in the scene for 4 years.
Yeah.
2 of those years, I was just with Sam as my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And 2 of those years, I've been married.
Okay.
And I've got to say, being married has been better because you never hear the whoosh noise when you're married. It's like no one brings it up anymore.
Right, because now you're in a marriage, so it's just like
it's like no one. If you say like, if people are like, "Oh, do you want to go out after the roundabout?" It's like, "Oh no, I gotta go hang out with Sam."
See my wife.
Yeah, you never hear the whip noise.
Yeah,
like it's gone. Like it's just like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Fair enough. Yeah, you're married now. Suppose you got to.
Yeah, no, like but yeah, marriage is great.
Okay.
Sam's great. She's probably listening.
I mean, she's amazing. She goes and helps at the tournament.
Oh, she's nuts.
She didn't do that before the marriage, as far as I know.
Yeah, it's not the marriage didn't do that.
But yeah. We can say it did. We know it didn't. Sam's just awesome.
Sam's awesome.
Yeah.
Sam's
anyway,
great.
We won't actually... If you want to read what that actual question is, go to...
I can talk about the porn-related memes part.
All right, yeah, go. I love porn-related memes. Okay, porn-related memes are sick.
Just for the context.
Yeah.
Kyle Weave has said, every retweet I've seen from you today has been porn-related. Is marriage what you thought it would be? Now, first of all, the porn retweets are entirely from a comedic standpoint.
Yeah.
They're really funny.
I think they're hot right now. They're good.
Yeah, no, they're up there.
Yeah, they're in a good state. Porn
I think they're completely not related.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for that one, Weave. Yeah, asking the hard-hitting questions. What's the next highest upvoted, hearted Do you consider Sunny Side Up a success, and what would you improve? I think we touched on this a lot, but why don't you really quick?
I'm going to give my honest opinion.
Okay.
I'm surprised at how well it ran.
That's not a good sign.
No, okay, you got to hear me out. The whole experience of organising Sunny Side Up was insanely stressful because we had to communicate with multiple different parties that weren't responding to us.
Yeah,
had
to patch the week out.
We had to patch the week out. The last 2 weeks, it felt like things were hitting us, and we're just going to have to deal with it. It's not going to be great.
And
considering all of that and the kind of energy, the low energy we had going in, it just felt like we were battered and defeated. It was so good.
It all went well.
Everything went well. Everything ran on time apart from top 8.
Okay.
The stream went famously. I think it crashed once.
Yeah.
And it just worked. Everything went well. The usual problems you hear at a major that things go wrong. It didn't happen. No. It was so good.
It all went well.
It was nuts.
Yeah, I think the stream was really good. I think having the side stream was really good as well. Jet was there. Yeah.
There was a crazy
what would
amount
you
of
change?
setups.
What would you change?
What would I change?
Production quality. I know we've already talked about this. You'd have the dance kit.
I think potentially.
Dance
so I think we've already talked about. So we've already talked about Sunny Side Up 2, right? So we decided to make a list of things we wanted to improve so that January next year when we start planning again, we're not just going, oh, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I think, actually, there's 2 things. So one, I think we tried to time all of the top 8s so that they were sequential. So we had Street Fighter, Tekken, Melee, Ultimate.
Okay.
And we had to move upstairs as a result for that.
Yeah.
I think next year we're going to bin that.
Ooh.
And we're going to try and have Street Fighter, Tekken align with Melee, Ultimate. And we're going to stay downstairs.
So you're going to do side streams? Couchwarriors 2?
We already made a Couchwarriors 2.
Okay.
But we already run on Couchwarriors Smash.
Well, who gets Couchwarriors main?
FGC, generally. Okay. We already run on Couchwarriors Smash.
Right.
For Smash. And to complement that idea, we're going to do full bar the entire time.
Full bar?
Yes.
Ooh.
For both upstairs and downstairs.
Now that's a top 8. Now that's how everyone gets trashed.
Yeah.
But that's the sort of, I think, environment you want to build in Queensland, right? Everyone's having a good time and it's really casual, but at the same time there's that underlying competitive spirit.
Yeah, because we were allowed to run a bar with underage people there.
Oh.
So
don't say that again.
No, with them there.
Okay.
Obviously we had to wristband them and stuff, and we had to make it. We had to work around it.
Yeah.
But we were allowed to do it.
Okay.
And we did it for the end of top 8.
Yeah.
And it was really popular. Okay. And it wasn't quite expensive, so we could totally pull it off.
All right, I like that. That's the improvement, but that's all tentative stuff, right? That's not locked in just yet. But
yeah, no, we're obviously just thinking about improvements for next year. Yeah. We're definitely going to run it again. But yeah.
Yeah. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Piss Gang or BAM? Piss Gang, personally.
Yeah, I gotta say Piss Gang.
BAM's cool.
I love the BAM guys, but
how do you beat a name like Piss Gang? I don't even know who's in there. I like Sweaty Boys,
just rolls
but
off
I like
tongue.
Piss Gang. Holy sh! Yeah.
Piss Gang.
Piss Gang.
And also, I think I talked about it on comms at Coastal Clash. So I know in 4-1-1 for one period of time we had the upper echelon of players called the Sizzlack 7.
Yeah.
And I was thinking what the equivalent would be for Piss Gang, and they came up with the Golden Boys.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. I think they're both very good crews. I think they're both very accommodating. Mm-hmm. Very good.
BAM's got a lot of up-and-comers.
Absolutely.
And Piss Gang's got that culture. Remember, you can always transition your gangs into,
brands.
Brands, esport organizations. I was
Maybe not
gonna
Piss
say.
Gang.
Piss Gang, you might need to reword that one. Maybe not. Maybe, that seems pretty Australian. Just see how it goes. Anyway, Nick. BAM Nick. Sick Nick. If Meta Knight had bare feet instead of shoes, would you still be able to focus while playing?
That's toughy.
Big toes. What do you
think Meta Knight's feet look like?
What if he runs through Inkling's side B and he gets ink stuck in his toes as he runs?
I need a second.
Because one of those uncomfortable things that I describe to people is imagine having really big feet and dipping them in a pool of peanut butter and getting it in between your toes.
God.
Well, cheese. Cheese is another one.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine cheese.
Grilled cheese.
Yeah, look, depends how attractive his feet were.
Doesn't he use his foot for his dash attack?
Yeah, but it's a boot.
Yeah, he's got to have attractive feet.
He's got those gum feet, hey. Like,
like you said dum-dum for a second. Like, he's got dummy thick feet. Yeah, no, he's got some gum feet. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd definitely have to see the feet before making a decision on that.
Yeah, okay. Someone draw the feet, and then we'll redo the question later. I think that, you could probably find a picture on Google somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a
DeviantArt somewhere dedicated to Meta Knight's
There's someone with way too much detail. 6 hours done on that foot.
It's me.
Anyway, next question. We've got hovered over here is Python. What are the 3 hardest things about being a TO?
Getting
out of bed, Ben Gold replies with instantly.
Easily the hardest thing is just criticism. Just because...
Everyone has
an opinion.
Everyone's a really good critic.
Yeah, everyone's fucking amazing at picking out the little niche problems with their seating or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's the hardest thing as a TO to just kind of shrug it off and as you start, because you kind of like run this tournament like, yeah, it's sick, but then everyone complains about something.
My favorite thing to do is to just give Lachlan shit for his seating. Like all tournament, I'm there saying, why did you give me this seed? Even if I 100% agree with it. It's just fun to give him shit.
Yeah.
Don't do that at home, everybody, but maybe just lock.
Yeah, so that's definitely the hardest part, I think.
Okay.
Definitely second hardest part. Okay, getting out of bed is a real one because Rambats, I wake up at 6:30. I load up my car. I get to QT for about 10 to 8.
Sometimes you're picking people up.
No, my car's full.
Right.
I used to pick up people, but now not anymore.
Now it's full.
Because I've got Sam as well now.
Right.
Coming. And then I spend the first 2 hours setting up the tables and the stream. Then I run the stream for the whole day. And then I get to play as well. Not very well.
It's the whole day commitment.
Yeah. And then it finishes. And then we get to like 9 and it's finished. And then we spend the whole time packing up.
And the moment you open your eyes when the alarm goes off at 6:30, the first thought in your head is, I could be sick today.
No, it's like I cannot be sick today. Like I'm always so excited for Rambats, like at least in the mornings.
Oh, okay. I don't understand that at all. I'd be not excited at all. Every time I go to a tournament, the worst part is in the morning.
I wouldn't do it if I didn't want to do it.
Fair course.
Like if I woke up and I was like dreading it, I think I'd. I mean,
I've seen you post tournament. I'd be probably inclined to agree that post tournament Ellis is the one that doesn't enjoy the tournament.
Since those Gold Coast tourneys where I was very depressed.
It's gotten better.
It's gotten a hell of a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I think running the stream has been really interesting as well.
All right,
let's go
to the next one. We've got, I think, a good insight. Pudge, is this the one we're going on? No, we're going on MP. Is Meta Knight tight or shite?
Tight.
Is playing him plight or an easy flight?
Easy flight.
Fortnite? That's the question. Yes? No?
Yeah, sure.
Yes? Okay. Your insight?
Yeah, Fortnite. Good.
Fortnite.
Nothing wrong with Fortnite.
Me like Rock Knight. Yeah, all right. That was good. At Lowe's, what does it feel like being the second best Ellis in Smash scene, and why is Ellis Jones 100 times carried by flex and doubles?
All right, so answer the first part of that question. If you were to tell me about 3 years ago that I'd be the second best Ellis in the scene, I'd have been like, damn.
That's pretty good.
I wouldn't expect that to be a second.
I know
Ellis.
that. Like default, like, not as good as
damn.
him. Yeah.
Man, I really dropped the ball.
Yeah, fair course.
But Adler's has been doing phenomenally. He's always in that cusp of near top 8.
He's a god.
Around top 8, yeah.
He's sponsored, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know about being carried in doubles, but because our doubles was pretty atrocious.
He was carried in doubles.
We both played pretty. I am horrendous.
I mean, you kind of played like apes at Sunny Side Up too, but it worked.
Yeah, but I didn't SD.
Oh, true.
I'm so bad at SDing
okay.
In doubles. Or like throwing away stocks when I don't need to be throwing them away. But
anyway, Pudge, who's your bracket demon?
I don't think I have one.
Yeah? You feel like it just depends on your play on any given day?
I would have said Finn, but I've been beating Finn recently, so it's like... Well, does bracket demon have to be someone you're losing to?
Consistently, yeah.
No. Ben, I guess.
Ben,
right now would be my bracket demon.
Okay. Nice. That's good though. I feel like that's a compliment to the nature of your play, like that you are pretty.
At least I don't play against people that. I was inches away from being the only person on the PR this season to have taken a set of everyone on the PR. And Ari got that at Coastal Clash. At FNS. He beat me to it because he took the reset off Ben.
What about Spammage? Isn't he your bracket demon?
I'm 0-1 on them this season.
So you've only played him once?
Yeah. It was also like right at the start. Okay. Oh, yeah, I don't think I've beaten Spammage this season. Yeah, I've still got to beat Spammage this season.
So he's your bracket demon.
Yeah.
All right, Feckles. Any other questions that have hit? Nah, that's about it. All right. I think we'll move to the stream questions.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're coming up on 10.
Yep.
And we've run out of Twitter questions. So if you're in the stream right now, you don't have to be a subscriber or a follower or a bit giver or the donator. You can just ask you a question right about now, and we'll answer them.
I saw that one. It's where did the name 411 come from?
Yeah.
It's
Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
That's the...
Here's the 411, folks.
Say some guys... No, so
Say
gangsters.
some gangsters dissing your fly girl.
Just give him one of these. My favorite part about that is people realize after a while that it's only a 2-shot gun, but he shoots 3 times.
Yep.
It's brilliant. That's how much power you've got to have. And honestly, the brand 4-1 has been pretty sick. But it might be tough selling merch if you're building off of the Simpsons meme. I don't know.
We only use a silhouette now,
okay.
So we might be able to get away with it.
Could do it. What do you want to be in the direct... Oh, okay. What do you want to be in the direct?
Just in terms of games?
Yeah, anything.
That's a good question.
I want Doom Eternal announced for Switch. I think it already has been, but I want to see footage.
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't get a lot of time to play games in general.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if you said anything negative about Doom, I was going to read the fuck out.
So, like, I hope Luigi's Mansion 3 good. I might play that. Do you know what I really want, which won't get announced, is that goddamn Cuphead DLC.
Oh, yeah.
That they've been talking about for the
Xbox
past,
has
like,
got
2
it, don't
years. Is it out?
I don't know.
I don't think it's out.
Xbox has got it.
Cuphead, they haven't got the DLC.
No,
surely
didn't they? No, they announced it on the Xbox Direct at E3.
When's it out?
I don't know.
I don't think it's out.
Yeah.
Because I followed the Cuphead Reddit. I really liked Cuphead when Cuphead came out. It was so good.
I don't know if it'll be coming to the Switch first. It might.
It'll get there.
It'll get there.
Yeah.
Everything gets to the Switch. The Switch is doing really well.
Okay.
How many eggs were thrown at Benjamin Gold?
Listen, that was an absolute shambles.
Oh, was it? I've only seen pictures.
There wasn't a moment during the egg throwing that I was happy. The whole time,
Did you feel bad for Ben? Or?
No, definitely not feel bad for Ben. It was more so, my God, I am going to have to clean this up. Oh, God, the eggs are going everywhere.
Right.
But originally, we were going to try and raffle off the eggs.
Yeah.
Because we thought that would prevent the least amount of rampaging. Mm-hmm. Because if we just sold eggs as were and we had to limit them, we were worried people were going to just rush and buy them and then cause a stampede or whatever.
Yeah.
So we thought raffling them were really good. We did a raffle. No one bought any tickets.
Ooh.
So we ended up just selling eggs off as they were.
Yeah.
I don't know how many we sold off in the end. I'm pretty sure a lot of people bought them and then never showed up to throw their egg.
Okay. That's rough.
And... yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to how many eggs there were. I was just paying attention to where the eggs were ending up when we were at the clean because they were explosive. I know Pudge was staying like 2 meters away from Ben.
And he still got
he literally copped like a full egg to the face.
Yeah, because the goop just would have flown out.
Yeah, it was gross. On my jacket, I still got some egg.
Really?
Yeah. We can't show the stream, of course, but yeah, that's egg.
Yeah, I see it. I definitely do. It's either that or a cum stain.
No, it's egg.
Okay.
Fresh
I'll take
egg.
your word for it. All right, next question. What's the next big improvement for Couchwarriors stream and or Ranbat?
I know of the improvements that are coming. I don't know what the next big improvement is.
Ooh, can't drop anything?
No, I'm not keeping anything close to my chest.
How about this? Me commentating.
Come to a Ranbat.
Yeah. This is this one on Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can probably go to that one.
Yeah, cool. I really want to improve the production quality, and I really want to make the Smash GG implementation. I think it's probably the next thing I want to work on, but I probably won't have time.
Okay.
Strongest state
in Oz right now.
Vic.
Yeah?
That's too good.
It's pretty clear. It's been them for ages.
I think Vic's mid and low level aren't as good as the other states, but their high level makes up for it.
Yeah. No, their high level is just godlike.
Obscene.
Yeah. What was the process like finding a main and setting on MK for Ultimate?
That was a struggle.
Yeah, it was.
Because there wasn't many characters
You're still struggling, aren't you? You're still looking at like a bit of Crom.
No, no, Crom's dead.
You died, Crom?
Playing Crom
You died.
made me realize how much I love Meta Knight.
Oh, that's good news, though.
Because I really do enjoy playing Meta Knight. It's just a couple of matchups I'm running into that are making me...
Run into walls.
It's kind of like matchups where my game plan isn't laid out nicely.
Yeah, okay.
And that I don't know what my win condition is, and I'm basically just fishing.
That's the thing with playing other characters, though, because like you play Crom and then you're like, oh shit, like this is what I love about Meta Knight. Like this is like some of the things that I miss, and they help you build on your game plan as well.
Yeah, an example is Ike. I've been struggling with Ari specifically, and because I can't play neutral the way I want to, and I can't play offstage the way I want to. I can't edge guard him efficiently.
Yeah.
As I said, NATO doesn't
Just
beat side B.
straight up loses to side B. Yeah.
And also at the ledge, he can get up into up B again.
Yeah.
And as Meta Knight, I've got nothing to punish it.
So you lose a lot of Meta Knight's strengths.
Yeah.
But
so I have to play it like with one arm tied behind my back. Yeah. What it feels like. So I'm playing it. I'm playing a matchup that's harder than I probably should be. I should be trying to switch to a secondary, I think.
So you're hoping for tomorrow they release a patch that nerfs Ike a little bit?
No. I've got a game plan.
Ooh, all right. All right. What advice would you give upcoming Smash players that want to improve?
My biggest tip is to play more patiently.
Mm-hmm. Or at least try it.
When I say patiently, I mean less not paying attention to what you're doing and waiting for your opponent to do moves, or playing more consciously of your own play.
Play to learn in friendlies. Don't play to win. Play to like understand what's going on and what sort of decisions they're making, rather than to sort of be like, yeah, less autopilot, but also like you don't realize what kind of strategies you've built when all you're doing is trying to win, and so you don't understand what kind of habits that you've built when you're straight playing friendlies. That's the biggest thing I've noticed for people. Anyways, I took over your answer, but yeah.
Anyway, at least from what I've found playing Meta Knight is that waiting is obscenely powerful as an option, because you don't have to commit to anything.
And there's not a lot of people who will punish you for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
at least in Queensland.
Probably an example I'd use is going for something like going for a combo that you would usually hit, and instead of going for the combo, doing nothing and seeing what your opponent does. And then either figuring out that there's no other option to do there apart from your true combo, or realizing that your opponent might panic and you can get something bigger out of it.
Yeah.
Probably the big thing that I'm known for is holding F smashes for days.
Yes.
Because I could definitely hit an F smash on shield and then retreat safely and get away with it. Or I could hold it for a bit longer and they can try and think they're going to roll away or get away.
Yeah.
And I might not hit it, but I also have the opportunity to catch them retreating and get a lot more out of it as a result. And it effectively puts me in the same position as just hitting their shield.
Yeah, which F smash is kind of safe anyway.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of scenarios where they'll have a similar example like in their kit where they can be like, okay, maybe I won't push this. I'll just see what happens and react to my opponent.
Another example I have is going for down throw as Meta Knight near the ledge. And then at about 60-70%, back air isn't true anymore. But if you dash afterwards and just see what they're doing, you can jump and then hit a back air further on that isn't true, but you're catching their bad DI and lack of defensive option straight away. Like, waiting's really powerful.
Yeah.
Waiting's deceptively powerful. It's something I really like about Ultimate compared to Smash 4 is that there's less true combos and more situational.
I think the biggest thing about in 4 was like, if it's not true, they're going to get out.
It's useless.
Yeah, it's useless. You either have true 50-50s or get out of town.
Or you have like a ding dong.
Or
right?
or you're in trouble.
Whereas in Ultimate, you have to create your own scenarios.
Yeah.
You have to create your own situations where you kind of go, okay, I'm going to go for this throw here. If they DI this way, I've got to go for this setup. If they DI that way, I've got to go for this setup. Yeah. I can try and read them going for a midway DI and hitting something else.
And there's a constant like trade-off of risk of that as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Be like, okay, well, I can sort of make a riskier decision, but at the same time, I get it. How can I beat you in winners? Round 2 next time without relying on Insin up B spike hitbox.
He killed me. He killed me at 0 at the ledge with Insin side B.
There's Gravy
B,
Dice. Do you play Incineroar?
He does. I would recommend not playing Incineroar into Meta Knight. I'd consider just playing Wolf and just getting your fundamentals completely sorted.
That's so rough.
Because Wolf is...
But we had this like segment where we were like, hey, just stick with your character. Maybe you'll learn your play style that
you
just
totally
works.
can.
Yeah,
no,
but, like,
absolutely.
Now you're like, hey, look,
he plays
in
two
this
characters.
matchup, I just wouldn't. Okay, he plays
plays two
Wolf. He plays
characters.
Wolf. Okay, I thought you were just like, listen, just don't play Incineroar.
Nah,
just give it up. Give up the dream.
I trust you. Wolf's really weird because I feel like there's like a skill flaw that isn't apparent on Wolf.
Yeah.
That I found playing someone like Extra.
Right.
Because Extra money matched me at BAM, and he triple free stocked me with Wolf.
Yeah.
And it made me really discover why that matchup's bad for Meta Knight. And it's just a bunch of fundamental options that he was going for that you wouldn't think to go for usually with Wolf. And it's just him reading me as a player rather than just executing your general game plan as a character.
But then you see like the options that he has with Wolf are like, this is so good if you're reading the opponent.
Exactly,
like, he's got some crazy tools. But
I feel like, Wolf really rewards strong fundamentals.
Yeah. But Wolf players will often like fall into like the category where they're like, they know what's good with him and they'll do the things that are good with him. Yeah. I completely agree. Like, but you reckon for Gravy to work on the Wolf?
I reckon, work on the Wolf and work on just general fundamental. It's fundamentals are so important.
Yeah,
but people
way more in Ultimate than
people just don't want to put
time into the fundamentals.
The
people, I don't understand how they'll be like, let me go put like 6 hours into this advanced tech in like the lab, and then like do this one combo like 50 times in a row so I never drop it, and then be like, I didn't know that you could do 2 forward airs and a full hop. Like they just don't understand like very core concepts of the character and like what they're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Don't call me out like this, Spamage. Sorry, Spamage.
What I found specifically? Fundamentals specifically, I find your footsies. The big thing with fundamentals is your footsies. Being able to like
explain footsies.
Yeah, okay. So it's kind of
it's a difficult explanation. Honestly.
Yeah, it's really hard. I highly recommend watching Poppet's videos. Poppet's really good at analyzing.
Poppet's really good. I was gonna say there's this really good video that it's a bit more FGC orientated, but it's what's the guy who makes it's like A1 Gaming or something. I've completely forgot the name of the channel. But check out what is Footsie's Poppets vids. Also, there's this a lot of coaching that's going on in Queensland at the moment. I'm pretty sure Brenton does coaching. No?
No, not really. I don't think so.
Iro does coaching. And Core Gaming, that's it. They do a really good video on Footsie's.
Can you hear that on the mic?
Yeah, I can.
I can't hear that. No.
And then there's Iro will do coaching. There's like an app or a website that they will do coaching, and like those guys are really good at explaining fundamentals and like teaching it to you. But I think it's really tricky because like what our understanding is, we'd be like, okay, you gotta understand footsies, and they'll be like, okay, I'll work on footsies, but that might not be what they understand as footsies.
Yeah,
it's always really tricky.
let me go back to what is footsies.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
But yeah, footsies in my mind is what you're doing to kind of pressure your opponent while nothing's happening. Like, okay. So it's either like you're dash dancing, or you're sitting still, or you're kind of like throwing out a move that won't hit your opponent but applies pressure. And it's important to find out what space you want between your character and their character.
Yeah.
Like, the best example I can give is Snake. You want to be a distance away from Snake that you can punish dash attack.
Threat zone, but you're... Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because you'll find that most basic Snakes will just spam the shit out of dash attack.
Yeah.
And being able to be in the distance where you can kind of like go... They're running in, it's like they're going to go for a dash attack, and you kind of just start dashing back, and then you're able to punish it nicely. So footsies is kind of like that. It's just kind of figuring out the distance you need to keep between your opponent and you, and being in a zone where you're able to punish moves effectively and break into your opponent, but also not being too far away that you're giving them too much space and too much stage control.
I hear that, and I actually hear a lot of the aggressive play style coming through, because it reminds me a lot of... I used to play against a lot of Pulse, and he was actually more of a... He didn't play necessarily aggressively, but it's a cornering style, using your movement as a threat, like using your movement to like sort of coordinate the neutral rather than like trying to go for your attack setups first and foremost. It's like getting in position, and trying to understand what the player's going to do when you take that extra step forward.
Exactly, yeah. Like, obviously, I'm trying to force players into a wall to force them to make a bad move.
Yeah. When I say fundamentals, I mean understand ledge trapping, understand
that definitely falls in the
understand what the separation between neutral is and your advantage and disadvantage. Don't get them confused and be like, I'm in the neutral even though I'm above them and they're juggling me. Or I can attack when I'm being above. Like, recognize what state you're in and what to do when you're in those states. But I feel like you're giving some very key advice for aggressive play, which is like learn to threaten with your movement. Learn to have purpose in your movement.
I
think that's
So Poppet released this video on Samsora today.
Oh yeah.
And it's basically explained every type of bait and punish you can go for.
Okay.
It was really good. No, it's so good. Like, he's so good at. I feel like Smash is really hard to explain. Like,
it is
to make it clear how the game works.
Okay.
And Poppet's exceptionally good at that.
Yeah.
And basically explaining things that I'm already considering or thinking about or like have done, and going, oh yeah,
that's exactly what
that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think a lot of veteran players like completely understand that. It's just like so hard to get out into words, but like they have just succinctly described it. I think Extra also did some good videos a while back where a lot of people were like, oh, got to watch his videos, which was him just like lying on the side talking about the game. Anyway, we'll keep rolling with the questions. I think Hyper Knight / asked one up above. Any character that you'd like to see buffed? I think we'll do 2-3 more, and then we'll wrap up.
Trying to think of stuff in my head. Who kind of falls into that category? Obviously, characters like Kirby and Little Mac are up there, but you don't want to buff Little Mac.
Yeah, no, screw them.
I'd rather Little Mac be trash.
I'd let Kirby have a couple buffs.
A good Kirby kind of scares me.
I think most characters need fixes rather than buffs. I'd love to see a lot of fixes with moves that don't look like they work well.
I think that's true, yeah.
That's one of the things I missed most about 4, was that a lot of moves worked the way that they were intended, at least at the end state of the game.
The number of times I've had the first hit of Meta Knight's back air hit, and then them just go. It's like, and it's because I've hit like the tip of it, but still, like, what's the point of the tip of that move existing if it's just going to push them away?
Yeah. On
the first hit, like, it should suck in, or it should like
consistently work. Ness's up air, I noticed, does that a lot as well. Like, they'll just fall out, and you're like, oh, well, okay.
I think SDI is being investigated currently, and it's going to ruin a few characters.
Might do, yeah.
Anyway, like Ken, did you see Luma versus Shadru at SSU?
No.
He was moving a good like
6 pixels of
3 Kens from an up tilt.
Oh, that's rough.
Which is like, yeah. I think multi-hits. I'd like to see multi-hits buffed.
Fixed. Nana fixed. Nah, Nana can stay broken. I'm sorry, Spammage. I'd just not like to have Ice Climbers be
Listen, I could not deal with Ice Climbers top 10.
Yeah, I could not either. I'd not enjoy the game as much. Anyway, would Ike's hair be a good example for a move that can apply pressure?
Yeah.
Nah.
I think
like a lot of people don't confuse purposeful movement with safe moves.
I think, but safe moves can be a part of
neutral.
They are.
Yeah.
But I think, to draw on that, I think some new players play characters like that have really nice safe moves. And
that's their game.
The thing about this game is that you can punish those safe moves if you know they're coming.
Yeah.
And you do know they're coming a lot. Like, you can tell when someone's projecting that they're going to jump near.
Yeah.
And I think lower tier players fall into the trap of just going, it's safe on shield, which means I should just spam the crap out of it, because what can they do?
For me, what screams a better player is either like walling with nairs or somebody who sticks to the ground and like moves forward with threatening with a jump nair.
Yeah.
I think the person who threatens with their moves while not doing them is a lot scarier than somebody who just throws them out. But there's if you're being more defensive, obviously using the nair as like a walling out strategy is also viable.
Something else I wanted to talk about to becoming a better player is being able to understand why you're being punished, and learning from it mid-game.
Yeah, that's real tough.
Like, that's something you have to actually practice. You have to be really conscious of, like, because You can tell when someone's going to be a good player, like when they're starting out. Like, it's so easy to tell people that are going to climb quickly because you'll hit them with some gimmick.
Yeah.
And then you won't hit it again.
Yes. Like that is the clear sign of, oh shit, there's another one.
It's like
there's another guy who's just going to be good now. Great.
Yeah.
Or lady.
But yeah, I think making sure that you're being conscious of every time you're dying or every time that you're being hit and understanding why.
Yeah.
And watching back your VODs is really important for that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many resources. We talk about it every time somebody's on, but like you have an unbelievable tapestry of videos to go in and watch your games if you ever get on stream. And it's something that we didn't have in the Smash 4 era. That you did have it. Thank you, God and Jet. Possibly the same person, but we had to go through like the whole stream and search for our particular match. So yeah, the resources are out there to reflect back. How the hell are you, FICO?
Yeah, how you going, FICO?
Good to see you. You missed the talk about commentators. You have to rewatch. What do you think of new players that choose lower tier characters or characters you don't see often and try to be the underdog?
There's something I heard about this Smash 4 era that I think is really good. What is your goal as a player? It really depends what you want to do. If you want to be the best player of that character, that can be your goal. Yeah. You don't have to do well. Well, you're going to have to do well sometime. But if that's the goal you're going for, that's fine. That has to
be your goal, though. Like,
that's fine. You
can't be like, if you have a vision in your head of like winning tournaments with your underrated character, like your goal cannot be the best. Your goal has to be like, I want to be the best at this character.
It can still be the best.
Because but you have to accept at some point, if you're playing a lower tier character, like if you don't believe that they're the best character in the game, you're limiting yourself at some point. If you don't believe that you can make this character the best, or if you don't like, that doesn't necessarily have to be like, I'm gonna win Evo and be the best player ever. It's I'm gonna like win my region. I'm gonna become a really good top tier player with this character, and they have the potential to do it. If you see a lot of their negatives and you're like, man, why am I playing this character?
It's really, really important that you see your character in a positive light. As soon as you start complaining about top tiers or you're seeing about your things, complaining about your moves not hitting, like obviously I've complained a little bit, but I love Meta Knight. Like, it's fine.
But like
we have a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, exactly. You have to, at the end of the day, still be able to like, this is the play style that I want.
So yeah, if you're gonna play a low tier, be prepared to run into unfavorable matchups and be prepared to try and figure out ways to deal with them. Because you totally can. Yeah. People have and will continue winning with low tiers.
You'll have more gimmicks. If you run into all of the like top tier characters, you'll have more gimmicks than they're prepared for.
Pay attention. Pay attention so that you're not relying on your gimmicks as well.
Yeah, but mid tier stuff.
Yeah, I know. But like, as soon as you start relying on your gimmicks, that's when you're going to start falling off. Yeah. Because the more you play people, the more they're going to realize you're doing gimmicks, and the more they're going to adapt to those gimmicks.
But at the same time,
there's no reason you can't play a low tier character and do good.
I'd consider like the Toot Toot of Game & Watch a bit of a gimmick. Right?
I can see where you're coming from, but at the same time, there's like literally no reason to not spam the shit out of it.
Or Ding Dong. But like, people will play against it. They'll say, don't get grabbed. But at the same time, you just have to get to that next level where you're like, okay, how do I play against somebody who's aware of my gimmicks and still get them on them?
See, that's what I like to do with DK in Smash 4. Is like kind of condition people into thinking I'm going to go for a grab.
And then you're just like down smashing their spot dodge.
Smash smashing spot dodge. It's so good. But yeah, or like going for the F smash, or like
exactly. Or the donkey punch. Yeah.
You got to make sure that you're defining what your goal is for playing a low tier, and that you're happy playing the character, even into characters that you don't enjoy playing against. Just make sure that you're happy. Yeah. That's the most important thing.
My opinion initially on a lot of these guys, because I sort of understand where Major Monarch's coming from, is that like a lot of these players are just like, they have the wrong mentality going into it. They're like, I'm going to pick Falcon because he's cool, you know? And they don't necessarily have what they want all thought out. And you have to be like, I don't know, you don't have to treat it like it's a job or anything, but you just have to sort of be like, okay, what do I want out of a character? And is it to like be loved by the crowd? Then you can do that a whole lot of ways. Like, you'll see people popping off a Jigglypuff. It doesn't matter if you're playing Falcon. Like, It's all about finding the character that matches your style.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we'll do one more question.
For God's sakes, don't complain about the top tiers if you're playing a low tier.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as low tier privilege. Like,
if you've
put yourself here.
Yeah, exactly. You can't complain at top tiers. It's like, what's the point? Like, you know they're there. You could have played them yourself. And then if you're both playing the same character, the better player wins. Why is Pikachu so underrated? Hasn't been mentioned at all for being top 5 this game.
I don't think that's true. I think some people put Pikachu top 5. But I think the reason is Pikachu is difficult.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say.
Really hard.
There's a couple of people who lead the way. It's not like really obvious that Pikachus are just sweeping through tournaments.
And you'll find that people that played Pikachu in previous games are going to be better.
Yeah, way better.
Pikachu is a character you really have to put a lot of love and care into to really get results.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
they're so good. Don't get it.
Pikachu is really good.
Yeah, but they're rough.
It's rough. Yeah, like originally Classic Jono played Pikachu in Smash 4, and it was called the Classic Jono to SD.
Yes,
as Pikachu.
Yeah. He would SD in high-stake moments, and everyone would go, "Oh, classic!"
Yeah, I feel like Pikachu's just a really hard technical character. Like, the same thing happened in Smash 4, where it's kind of like, ooh, is Pikachu high tier? There's only ESEM doing well. Like, we don't know. And then, like, Captain L came along and was, like, absurdly good.
Yeah. These days it's kind of similar. There's a couple of people who are really leading the way with Pikachu. And like a lot of people sort of like were good at Pichu and then they were like, oh, let me go back to Pikachu and see what I can do. But yeah, the potential's definitely there. It's just really, it's a rougher walk than like just maybe Wolf or like some of the other top tiers. But you definitely have the same potential.
The game plan isn't as straightforward.
Yeah.
There's a lot of case scenarios and a lot of situations.
Practice that you need to put in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a harder game plan to execute.
Yeah. But once you get there, like the road has already been set out. They can get there, that it does pay off. Anyways, we'll do the Major Monarch favorite low tier character. Probably Incin. I just feel like that's the replacement canon, where it's just like this character's so silly and dumb and shouldn't be
favorite
good.
Low tier.
But then when you win, it's just like, oh my god, this Incineroar beat me.
I really enjoyed watching T play Pac-Man.
Oh, Pac-Man is not a low tier.
Well, who is a low tier?
Give me Kirby, Mac, maybe Samus, Incineroar, Bowser Jr.
Joker's Samus was... Okay, there was a really cool combo that Joker did where he kind of covered a platform, like air dodge into platform with Samus's side B, and it was kind of in him when he landed on the platform. And then because he fired it and was already on the platform, he managed to hit it and then jump, and then from the side B hit a dare. Like
that's nuts. That's like melee stuff.
It's so cool. Like,
yeah, that's the sort of stuff I'm like, Ultimate's got a bright future.
Yeah, the game's so good. Like that, the Piranha Plant player coming out of nowhere and just literally nearly winning the entire tournament.
Yeah.
Like the game's not even a year old.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. It feels like there's been like 4 years of development.
Yeah, I feel like the way that technology set up, or not technology, but like the way that we're so interconnected with Discord and stuff, like things are happening so quick.
And it's like a major every weekend. Yeah. Like, it's obscene.
There's a lot to get excited about for if you're in Ultimate right now.
I know.
The future is so much brighter than it was before.
Yeah, it's like, even by this point in Smash 4, I was still kind of like getting a bit like, ooh.
Yeah, oh, great.
I don't know.
I love getting jabbed by Fox across the stage
but
and then
this
down
game
smash.
is so fun to watch.
Yeah, it's
because
good.
The defensive options are so bad.
It's almost like Melee, where it's almost more fun to watch than to play.
I do find it quite fun to watch. I love watching high tier play. Like it's...
What high tier set would you recommend? We'll end with that. What's the best set that you watched that is not from Australia, and why?
Leon versus Cosmos. That was just...
that's funny.
It's like, you got your head in your hands. Like, you're just like, what is going on? Oh my god.
That's a bit of an in-the-moment thing, but I still think watching back on that, you can see, like, Cosmos doing the same thing. Like, what is going on? Holy shit. Yeah. That's a good one. And also it shows that you can play characters that aren't necessarily considered super good and stomp on the top players, right? And then you can also watch a bit of Ben Gold, if you need some inspiration, bam, as well.
Yeah, Ben's sets are all really good.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
Do you have anything that you want to close out on? Because we've reached 10 o'clock, and I want to go home.
It's been fun.
Not by walking through the cemetery like Pudge did.
Hey. Yeah, it's been good. Thanks.
Any closing remarks?
Come to the Rambat.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll think about it. If I go to the Friday Night Smash, you won't see me at the Rambat, but
yeah,
I go to Simon G Friday.
Fair enough.
Anyway, guys, I'm going back to the dungeon. Yeah, I'm living on nothing but like just the kind of water that like seeps through brick and then like puddles up on the ground and starts to grow moss.
There's a name for it.
It's like puddle water but worse. That's what I'm living on at the moment.
Living off the mildew or something.
Yeah, the mildew.
Yeah.
And I'm getting stronger. Honestly, it's a form of nutrients I didn't expect. That and like rat shit is just really making me go. So we should have a better schedule going forward. I think we can possibly go back to Mondays so we have the people who are usually at these QT weeklies come back. So yeah, everybody, we love you all. And I hope to see you guys soon with some new content, maybe. We'll see if I ever go to a tournament and then I can make some.
See you on Twitter after Direct tomorrow.
Yes, see you on Twitter.
When they announce something ludicrous.
Yeah. Everyone hit me up on Twitter. Hit Flex up on Twitter so you can see that all the new stuff coming from Couchwarriors if you're in Brisbane, Queensland.
I'll retweet anything Couchwarriors.
Yeah. And, we love you. And I mean that sincerely. Look after yourselves.
Come to the Rambat.
Come to the Rambat. Bye.
Sign up for the Rambat.
Sign up for the Rambat and then come to it.
Yeah.
And then come at the Rambat.
Yeah. Yeah?
With me. All right, everybody.
All right.
I'll see you guys later.
See yous.
Big love.